Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Elendor Chronicles, brought to you by the Component Cast. As always, we need to get a few things out of the way tonight before we get on with tonight's broadcast. First of all, we are down 2 players tonight, unfortunately. Shane and Mordred had other things to do, and they were always not going to be here, so it is what it is. But we have stand-in people. Oh wait, Chipley, you're still covered up by Sharaj. Give me a moment. There we go. He's back, everybody! Yay! Unveiling. There we go. But yes, before we get on with tonight's broadcast, we have a few things that we need to cover. First of all is we need to say thank you to the wonderful people over at Syrinscape for helping making this game possible. I use their online player to send music across the airwaves and across the time zones to all of my players. You can check out Syrinscape's free app on your App Store or iOS devices, and they have 23 sound sets to get you started. For more information, go to Syrinscape.com. And the other thing I need to plug is, again, ourselves. If you really want to help out the show, the best way to do it is through Patreon. Patrons get all sorts of neat behind-the-scenes access. I actually have a Patreon post coming some point this week. I will probably be writing that in the airport. It's planned. I just haven't produced it yet. But yeah, you get behind-the-scenes talk, sneak peeks at coming work. There's handouts, stat blocks of certain characters, etc. that have been featured in the show, sneak peeks at artwork, all sorts of fun things. So yeah, if you want to help us out, it's the best way to help us out because you get something and also we get the biggest share of the cash to inject into more shows and performances. But without further ado, I think it's time to get on with tonight's broadcast. So, who would like to do a recap this week before we get into tonight's main bit of broadcast? My gosh, like, none of the people that are actually here are on my screen either right now, so let me just change that around. But, yeah, who would like to give us a recap?
I'm not even here!
I'm sorry, I'm fixing it. You know what?
I gave it last week.
We'll go to the 7, and I'll fix the 6 as it goes on. Okay. Roach, I'm gonna voluntold you.
That's a bad one. Remember, I was writing most of last.
Oh shit!
Session.
Damn it!
It's a bad one, buddy.
Lake's got it.
So amidst the reconnection of our party with the Duke, again, I was gonna say the Duke of Ate. It's not the Duke; it was the King of Ate. The arrangement had been made to procure the means to bring back Anrayne Sunderstar, known as Ruby, from the dead, or at least the materials that would be necessary after traveling towards the capital of Neanderthal in order to meet with a high member of the Chevalant Order who would be capable of bringing back somebody who had been destroyed so utterly and completely. In the process of doing so, however, surreptitiously, some might even say, there was a spontaneous resurrection as Ruby, no longer Ruby, manifested back aboard the ship of the Skyfire Adventuring Company. The session that ensued was a small journey of just everybody interacting with the new Ruby, who was no longer Ruby, going by the name of Soul. And just generally Soul trying to reacclimate to a life that isn't hers, as she has no memories of who Ruby was, and very little in the knowledge of who the rest of us were on top of that. Smaller notes onto this include, we featured the king again. He was treated to a meal and saw fit to give us basically offer us boons, since his point in the reward was no longer necessary. He offered a small stipend, I believe it was 1,000 gold to each person, minus anyone who requested something alternative, and it offered to pay the entirety of the ship's wages and maintain maintenance fees for the war, which is just a load off of our minds and need to minor that. We also can't forget that Gourd had a special little encounter with a Fey-like creature who was extorting milk out of him and made claim that it had taken control of the brownie who had originally made the agreement, giving credence that there is some sort of Fey Goodfather vibes.
A mafia.
Yeah, that apparently milk is just a high commodity amongst the Fey races, which
Not fair.
hard to say there. That continued until the end of session, where we were trying to make a decision about what we were going to do next. Soul was welcomed onto the ship with open arms, and I guess there was an unspoken agreement that, well, wherever she goes, I'm going, so you're not getting rid of Breton. Good luck with that. And we were going to make a decision, since there was going to be days where we didn't have anything, that we were waiting for things to kind of turn around, and we were going to figure out where we needed to go or what we needed to do next. We hadn't quite come to an agreement on that.
Yes, so correct. You may take a point of inspiration. That was a very solid overview. So yes, the new Ruby, the newbie, has. Sorry,
It works on both levels, and I love it.
It's the one pun that we didn't make last week.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Damn it! Did you?
Yeah.
Well, boo.
Check the footage. I don't remember that.
Check the footage. There we go. I am currently apparently. Do you know when you do all the planning you possibly can, and then suddenly everything's gone? Yeah, that's my life. So.
I actively try and avoid that hardship in my life, Mitch.
Yeah, I really do. It's like I exported a load of scenes and I don't know where they've gone. So forgive me, but there's not going to be a Zedaar on this image. Maybe I'll find her in a moment, but Zedaar, with the background of Zedaar in front of you, your character has been, if you pardon the pun, catatonic. The loss of Ruby has hit you surprisingly hard, despite how little you knew her. Can you quickly roll me a d20, please?
Nine.
A 9. Okay. So, after a long night with the monks and a longer morning, you eventually stumble back to your room. And you fall to sleep. You find sleep relatively easily. However, you find yourself deep in either a dream or perhaps a memory. Your eyes open to a rooftop dappled in snow. As you look around, the capital city in which you grew up in. You stand and you look out along the skyline until a small voice calls out to you. Siraj, come on, this way. And you look and you turn and see a small girl, probably about 5 years your younger. Probably about 11, 12 years old. Also on the snow-covered rooftops, who then, as they get your attention, turns, runs, and then jumps to the next building. The little girl has white hair with this little red flick. It's weird. This feels memory-like, but the child doesn't... You don't recall this child being in this memory. What would you like to do?
I will follow
Okay.
her, and I will jump just blindly, knowing that I will be able to land safely and that wherever she is taking me, I am just going to dive right off.
Okay. Give me a quick acrobatics check, please.
Ooh, good thing I'm a cat.
Yeah, you it's a very low DC for you.
Oh boy, 7.
Cool. Okay. You run and then the icy rooftop surface just zit, and you slip. But thanks to your cat-like reflexes, you manage to grapple the side of the building and scramble your way up. And then as you get to the top, pulling yourself up, you see this child is like 3 houses down from you. And you have to set off and begin to try and catch up. You see in the distance a large tower. It's like a towering monolith of a cathedral ahead. And the kid seems to be heading that way. You jump and dart between these buildings. And eventually, you find yourself at the foot of this cathedral-like tower. And the child just looks at you expectingly.
Does the cathedral have stained glass windows?
Many. Think of this building as similar to the front of like Notre Dame, but instead of it being like the Gothic cathedral at the back, it's just the central area tower, but that just spikes into the sky.
I will do like the shh face to the child and climb up the side of the building and sit on the ledge of one of the stained glass windows and kind of cover my face and peer in, and I will wait expectingly as for her to enter the building.
Cool. You look into the window and you wait expectingly until you feel a foot on your shoulder as she then like uses you to get a head start and starts to climb the outside of the tower. And then you look up and you also begin to chase up. And you're climbing this tower for minutes upon minutes. And then you hear a above you as the child's foot slips, as an older piece of stone gives way. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god. ...26.
Okay. You instinctively grasp out at this now falling child. And you get their hand, them swinging below you. You are now 300 feet above street level. And this child is just holding on it, and she looks up at you and she says, "Let go." And with that, for some reason, your hand lets go of the child and she falls into cloud. And you wake up.
I, at this point, have barred the door to my room. Anyone who has been attempting to, contact me or open the door, being the lock picker on the ship, I'm sure I've got tons of locks and everything.
Oh yeah,
so
you've actually stolen locks from people that you're now using to reinforce your door.
Yeah, everyone else's doors don't lock anymore. I have them all, and I want to curl up into the tightest ball possible, and I sob very quietly. I don't want anyone on the ship. I've also, if I have one of those, the pipe speakers, the communications through the ship, if I have one of those in my room, I've stuffed it with a sock or something so that no one can contact me this way.
I don't think that there are pipe speakers in anyone. They're not ones that you can use to speak out, but there's ones in the hallway right by the door.
Oh, well, those I have not stuffed. I haven't left.
But you begin to sob for a moment, and suddenly you're tapped on your shoulder.
In my room by myself. I get the poofy the poofy scared cat tail, and I look.
There, at the end of your bed, is a visage of that girl that you just saw in your dream. Made of what seems to be pure ice. Smiling at you. She just says, "That was very fun, wasn't it?"
Who are you? Do I know you? And I try to reach out a hand to touch.
You reach to touch. She doesn't move, and your hand passes through of this cold, mist-like dust of just pure chill. But as you brush your hand through, it feels warm rather than wet or frozen. Your hand reacts like it's freezing cold, but the water it dissolves into just feels warm and comforting.
I know you.
I think I know you. At least I feel like I do. Something of me knows you. I don't think I'm quite ready yet.
I will protect you whenever you are ready.
Thank you. Part of me's here, I think. I almost feel ready, but I'm always happy to make new friends.
Where can I find you?
Oh.
Are you from here?
At one point, I think I was. You'll find me right here when you wake up.
I would like to see if I'm actually awake, like, kind of poke myself and look around my room and verify that I am in my room, in the ship. Nothing seems out of place.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 23.
You look around and it seems like the ship, but you pinch yourself and you don't feel it. And then you look again and... Well, okay, give me something that you would like to change about the environment around you.
I would like there to be a stained glass window in the wall of my room.
And behind the girl, on the far wall across from the bed, a stained glass window which looks like the point of view of that one that you were just climbing, the tower, which then opens in the center, and a breeze of cold, iced air flows in, sending snow and sleet through the room that yet again is warm.
I'd like to try to fly through it like that time that I saw when we were trying to save the king from the first assassination attempt, that I was with the party and Ruby broke the window and flew through.
You do so. You fly through, and actually, as you breach through the window, you're back in the Cathedral of Arte. Before you go, and you turn around, now stood in the center of the Cathedral of Arte, and this little girl stood behind you. Some of her form seems to be less ice now, and more human. It's like growing slowly up her arms. There's one thing I want to show you. She turns her head, and you turn with it instinctively. And she circles her hands. And a portal begins to open. We're going to see a lot more of these. The person who brought me here has told me to tell you that. I'm not sure what she meant by it, but I don't know. Mother knows best sometimes. And you look through the portal, and you see... Actually, with this, roll me a d6. Let's see what you see.
Ooh. A 6.
You see a blazing inferno, spewing magma and rupturous volcanoes. And then in the distance, deep in this smoky infernoscape, you see a flaming bird. Deep in the distance. And then the girl takes your hand. Time for you to wake up now, Zedaar. And with that, your eyes dip to black, and you wake up in your room.
I try once again to make sure that I'm actually in my room. I'm checking all my surroundings, looking for the stained glass window.
You instinctively jump up. You go to where the window was. You start patting the wall, and because of the height of the cabin, you accidentally bump your head, and you feel it, and you're like, "Oh, I'm definitely back now." You feel like you're back in the real world, shall we say?
I have a teensy headache from my night with the monks.
Yeah, you're not sure if it's that or the fact that you just hit your head, but Yeah, there's a dull throb there.
I will attempt to sit on my bed and try to mimic what the girl did with the circle with the hands, and just for the better part of, half an hour, try to focus my energy and really feel as though I have this power deep down within me, and just stare and focus, and nothing will happen, and I'll get very frustrated by that. But I am trying.
Okay.
Is there any commotion or anything from outside of the door?
Well, I'll open this back up to the rest of the party, because it is about this time that we loop back to what was happening before. You all had taken a long rest in order to recover yourselves, and you're all meeting up. And Zedaar, you hear a few people like leaving their rooms again, because you're all about to meet up to decide what you're doing in a small period of downtime. So, party, what would you like to do? If you are taking this downtime, that is. It's so Breton can have his armor fitted, if I remember correctly.
Is this like the next morning?
I think because of the times that you've been sleeping, it's actually evening?
Yeah, it's messy because some people also went to sleep before the dinner with the king.
Yeah, you're all kind of, some of you are jet lagged compared to others in terms of timing. So it's all a little bit amorphous at the moment in terms of you're not keeping the same schedules. Fun for me. No, but I think if I remember correctly, it's about 5 p.m.
Okay.
Imagine Soul would. Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, I imagine Soul is probably going to various people on the ship and just meeting and greeting.
You can do so.
Marcus and Braun and a lot of the crew members, probably meeting Darius' sister again, wherever she might be.
The Darius' sister's an interaction is very confusing, because to her, someone she just met just died, someone she kind of liked just died, and now is back as a different person. So this is both confusing and distressing. But give me an insight check when you're talking to Darius' sister.
Sure. I would gladly do that thing. Clickety, clickety, clackety, clackety. I got a 14.
14. She hides it better than that.
Hides what?
Exactly.
No, I'd imagine Soul's probably not looking for anything. She's just, hi, how are you? I'm Soul. I'm new on the ship, and apparently I used to be somebody else, but now I'm not, so hi.
Zedaar, I think this would draw you out of your room more so than
Oh, random knock, knock, knock. Hello?
Well, I was gonna say, Soul, you said you found notes from Ruby about what everyone's favorite meal was.
Yes.
Were you attempting to make those meals?
Yeah.
So Zedaar, you smell a very familiar cooking scent. What is the meal that Ruby deemed Zedaar's favorite?
I believe she called them tide me overs. They're little meatballs.
Then Zedaar, you smell Ruby's tide me overs like drifting through the ship.
For the first 2 minutes, I'm just going to sniff at the air through the crack in the door, I'm not unlock anything, and then just slowly keep sniffing and reluctantly unlocking one lock and then another one, and then doing the chain and kind of open the door. And very suspiciously, because I don't think anyone else on the ship would be able to cook the way that Ruby could cook my favorite meal, just sort of glance about, prowl suspiciously to the kitchen.
Cartoon style, that Looney Tunes when she's lifted up by her nose and
Yeah.
carried to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes, love that. But Zedaar, you enter the kitchen. You see at the table the majority of a party, and then, or any of the party members that would like to be there, and then an individual, tall, flowing white hair with a red streak, who looks so much like Ruby, but also like the girl you saw in your dream.
Oh, hello.
I kind of ignore her for a second and I look to the rest of the party. Is this a joke? Am I still dreaming?
This is not a joke.
And I'll plod up to this newcomer. And even though the air smells like my favorite food, I would like to sniff her. Does she smell like Ruby?
Different soaps. Ruby was much more spicy. This is much more fruity.
More like pheromonal. Like, do you have that same?
Oh, that's a good question.
Give me a perception check and we'll see what you get here. Because
Right now, I'm not trusting. This is some weird. Oh, 7.
it's
Ruby's
close.
meatballs are very aromatic.
It's close, but there's a lot of things different. It's like you keep getting whiffs of, but you can't be sure.
Oh, would you like a meatball?
How did you know that I love these? These are my favorite.
Oh, she'll point to Ruby's cookbook. The note said you really liked these.
You were in my dream last night, but you were a child. I feel as though I am connected to you. And now you make me my favorite food. I feel as though I should not trust you, but I can't help myself. Who are you?
I'm Soul.
Son.
You're still holding the plate of meatballs, sorry.
Yeah, like eating one, just like.
It's actually better than Ruby's because my proficiency bonus is higher.
Upsettingly, yes, it is.
These are very good. Welcome aboard, Sol. I would like very much to be more gracious, but I'm a little suspicious these days.
That's okay, I understand. I'm new.
Can you, do you know anything of portals or, and I kind of make that the hand circly and you ever seen that?
Do I know anything about portals?
Nope.
No. No. I'm afraid not.
Can I insight check her? Not to see if she's lying about the portal thing, but just like general vibe check, like if Siraj would.
You want to do a vibe check?
Yeah,
Sure.
just general vibe check.
Let's see if
you
she
know?
passes the vibe check.
At 9.
Doesn't pass the vibe check.
I'm distrustful. But I'll be polite. Like I'm not rude about it, like how Siraj is usually rude. But I'll just sit down and eat the meatballs. But I'm gonna keep my eye on this one.
The secret's in the cream.
That's what Ruby used to say.
You have to get it just the right temperature.
Valmir, what are you doing?
Yes. Varma is sitting on the deck with his back to like the edge railing while his shade is out and training with the dummies. So he's just sitting writing in a book, and the shade is like hitting the dummy. He's not even looking at it.
And Darius, what are you doing at this moment in time?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. If it's kind of the day after, probably just going about my normal routine. Getting a clock on how Claudia's feeling about all of this, given the fact it's probably the first time somebody she knew that wasn't family died and then came back to life. Kind of.
Sure. Yeah.
Does this happen in your family often?
Give me a... Yeah, actually, it's very, very rare for a Reynard to have fallen. So, give me an insight check.
Cool.
Unless you'd like to
I'm
go about
waiting.
that from other means.
I
you'll-
can do that once my
Good.
character is available for me to
Yeah.
pick. It's yeah.
I just noticed you've dropped out of the game as well. Yeah. Well,
My
there you are.
internet fully went down for like 5 minutes. But I'm glad you just didn't notice.
No, you only dropped from the call for about 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, insight. I will do that. I just need to check. I can do something with that. I don't know if insight applies. It does. Cool. Yeah, I'll do an insight check. And because I know Claudia, I'm going to use superiority die, and I'm going to do tactical assessment. Come on, let me roll the dice.
I'll never trust his sister.
Classic big brother.
Superiority insight. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was grabbing a D8 like 5 times there. It wouldn't
Oh
let me
gosh,
move.
yeah, they're
there
all
they
coming
go.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
So,
we go.
for a total of
Take your pick.
The first one?
I'd like the 8.
you notice that
Sure you would.
Claudia has clearly... It's... The morning that you felt very... Well, the morning that you and I went through previously, it was a feeling that was mutual with your sister somewhat. But you can see that more of her worries seem to be towards you.
I don't acknowledge it.
Okay.
I bottle that up.
Mm-hmm.
The healthy option.
The help. This is the point where if we had sponsorship, we'd put in a segment about better help, but sadly we don't. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, she seems to be kind of attentive to, not in a pushy way, but she's not giving you much sass at the moment, and she's seeming more helpful.
It's worse. No wonder I noticed. She hasn't stolen anything yet.
No, she definitely has.
No.
Well, actually,
23 insight. Or do
Yeah.
you want me to make a perception check?
give a perception check if you see if she's stolen anything.
23.
Yeah, she's wearing earrings you never recognized. Actually, you do recognize, but they're not hers.
Do I want to know? Because there's only... My first thought is, in fact, there's only 2 women on this ship that, other than the trader that I know of. So it's either comes from the
No, there's
orc
loads
trader.
of women on this ship.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I know of that are named. Okay,
No,
great.
there's the trader. There's the navigator. She's a lady.
Oh, yeah, the one that never has a
there's-
line.
So
She's had a whole
Siraj,
conversation. Souls,
Siraj,
Ruby,
Marjorie.
Marjorie.
That's true. That's true.
Is Darius gender
Darcy?
blind? Darcy.
You know, that would be really on brand if Darius was just gender blind.
We know he's nose blind.
That's true.
He can't smell anything. No, okay. That works. I was gonna say because I would really hope they're not rubies because that would mean she would have gone through the room. So good. I hope. I'm not gonna ask, and I'm just gonna continue on with my day and not acknowledge this right now.
Sure.
Has Breton given Soul back Ruby's items, the magic items?
They were in her room. He didn't have them on him. They were left in her room for her to find.
There are remains of Ruby's ashes inside her bloodstone amulet.
Yes, there are. Well, are there?
No, there should be. If the person who's unattuned for the magic item, the blood turns to ash, per the description of the item.
Mm-hmm.
So, are the ashes there when she goes back to her room?
They are not.
Oh. Okay then. Then she is going to attune to her new magic items, or old
Sure.
magic items, I guess.
New to her. Okay, absolutely fine. So yes, are you planning on staying at the monastery for your downtime? Are you planning on jetting off somewhere? There's a lot of things you can do in Nardathel as well that some of you had like kind of aired ideas of. So
Ruby wants to go see her, or Soul, excuse me, I don't get used to that, would like to go see her mother if the opportunity is available.
but
Or Ruby's mother.
you've got anywhere, but depending on like the longer you wait, like if you're going 2 days, Breton's gonna get kind of a little bit of a basic set of armor, but if you can wait a week, there's the offer of something slightly better, but it's up to you as a group. You need to discuss what you want to do. There's also, so yes, Soul wants to see Ruby's mother, and
We kicked around the idea as well of just visiting the capital just to see the capital.
you still have the ability to see the saint, and the king has a letter to hand
You
up.
deserve a vacation.
You've got downtime. There's anything you want to clear up in Nardathel before you head off wherever it is you want to head off to as well by that point. Do you guys want to head to Lagerung's land? Do you back to Lagerung's land to drop off Zedaar? Do you want to continue where you were initially going to go to Atria? You've got a lot of things to discuss and talk about where to go at this point.
Are we still in Ate?
Currently, you're still at the monastery, nowhere near Ate. Oh yeah.
I have an idea. Currently, Zep is working on trying to figure out how this crystal works, the one that shot at us while we were flying over. And it's smashed up, it's broken, it's a whole lot of work to try and figure it out. What if we went and got a fully intact one? What
Yes,
if we
heist.
went over to the sea again, found one of these ships, and we jump on it and we steal it, and we bring it back, and that we could base it's something that, well, I wasn't involved, something that my brothers did some kind of similar thing when they ambushed a caravan that was going through the Underdark. They hid in a crevice in the ceiling, and when it was passing below them, they jumped down, kicked off the guys who were riding this wagon, turned it around and sped off, and it was a great heist. They let me come along and watch. I think we could do something similar, but like even better. We could steal a ship with a big magical artifact on it. I think it's possible. and I'm gonna show them the book that I've just been writing in, and it's just a diagram of a ship in the water. Just line drawings, very bad. Just a ship in the water, and then the Skyfire up above it, and then like a few stickmen jumping down.
Okay. Yeah, give me a quick dexterity check to see if it actually like.
I mean, I said it was bad.
Yeah, I know, but I wanna be able to describe if it's 5-year-old bad or.
Okay. Dexterity check.
Hey,
Work of fucking art.
You can actually some of the scaling's off, but you can actually make it helps in Valmir's presentation. Like
I would hope the scaling's off because I said stickmen and the ships and it all fits on one page.
There isn't standardized paper sizes in this world.
I haven't really watched Miss Marvel yet, but I'm just picturing him drawing on the chalkboard that style.
Yeah, well, like this dexterity check was to check if it's like, someone's drawn something in MS Paint with their teeth, But Valmir?
Soul just shrugs. She has no opinion on the topic.
Right now we've got Zep busting his balls trying to figure out how this thing works. We could just get a fully intact one.
I must confess that I'm not familiar with the travel patterns and the scheduling of the Eldrath Empire's fleet, so this seems like it would be a fully foolish endeavor if there were any ships in the region, but I'm not intimately familiar with what this vessel is capable of, but it seems sound if there were to be one ship by itself that we would manage to cordon off.
From what has been told to you, both in that meeting, which turned into a trial, and from what Zep was told in his research, that these ships tend to be the center of a task force of a number of ships. They don't just roam around alone. They are like the central large ship, flanked by they are the first-rate ship of the line in the center, surrounded by 3 or 4 frigates.
It's the carrier battle group.
Yeah, it is the top of the task of the battle group. It is the battleship. Is the Yamato surrounded by a load of destroyers kind of thing that these guns are on.
As far as I understand it, the Nautilus Navy has been decimated. They don't control the Bay of Gold anymore.
They do not.
Well, we need to help them out. These ships have been completely destroying Nardathel. They need help. And I've come up with somewhat of an idea on how to make sure that the other ships aren't as much of a problem as they could be. We bring something really heavy onto the ship. We put it in the cargo hold. We fly above them, and we roll it off the ship. Heavy thing falls through the sky, lands on the deck of the little ships, goes straight through the next deck, out the bomb, sinks it.
I'm gonna open this to the party as a question here. Is Zep in the room with you while this is described?
If this is what we're planning, he better damn well be.
Okay, I am gonna have to make some rolls for Zep here, because Valmir may have triggered something.
Wouldn't Featherfall just negate that entirely?
Well, we would Featherfall, but the heavy things wouldn't.
What if Featherfall was cast on said heavy thing?
Then it would fall slowly.
Then it would negate the use of the reason. What? Okay, it's not gonna work, but you don't cast Featherfall on the objects because those will be offensively used, and you use Featherfall as a safety measure to get down to the deck. But it won't work because, one, we need to be moving slowly to hit the ships from just dropping a rock. I'm assuming we're just going to get a boulder or something like that.
It's
not going to work. We'll get shot out of the sky by a laser.
Yeah.
As we're moving slow and low.
You have to remember that. Actually, as well, Breton, what's your perception? Your passive perception? Sorry, I'm not familiar with yours.
15.
Okay. Quickly make an insight check.
Okay.
You have to remember that these ships are crewed by powerful mages. That's what shoots through these cannons. So they most likely have the ability to stop anything that we'd strike at them with.
Good point. Also, the ship can only lift so much, and we already are carrying a dinosaur.
I think it is a very good idea, Valmir. I love a good heist. I think the thing that we need is just a crystal. How big is the crystal? We know that the Dwargar can transport it through the tunnels, right? It's small enough to fit in the underground tunnels.
These crystals are on the ship.
I think it was built. It's built in. Yeah.
So
built
they're like. So the way these work, from Zep's understanding, is like prismatic mirrors. So they are like windows, like windows. Yeah, it's like large circular windows lining up. I don't know if you've ever seen like a parkan, like the lighting, but the old style where you drop like a yellow or blue filter, or like those old glasses where you can like change the filter, like it's like those, but like 10
Have they got luminarcs of Hish on the front?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They've got like and 10. They're like 10-foot radius
So they're pretty
circles of mounted into a gun.
It would be nice to steal a ship. It would be very helpful to remove just even one ship from enemy forces, but we don't really need a ship. We just need one of those focusing crystals. Perhaps we do not go very offensive and bomb a ship. Perhaps we go stealthy and we just steal a crystal.
If all of these
Luminarch of
crystals
Hish is
are...
actually a really good description of what I'm describing. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do we know where they build these things?
Probably in their home ports, I would assume.
That's a disgustingly good description. Holy shit! Did I subconsciously recreate a Luminarch? Oh dear.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I was getting if we
Counter.
could find a way where they're built, we could get one from there, or at least the blueprints.
I think it's possible.
That would require us having intimate knowledge of locations of military tactics within the Eladrin Empire.
Also, pointing out the fact that since they are ship mounted, there's probably a good chance they figured out a way to just have a static mount. So there could be like area defense in their homeland, stop ships like on a port, like an anti-ship port defense thing. So probably be very hard to get close with the skyship, so we'd have to go on foot in enemy territory. Probably wouldn't be great for that. But there's a way we could salvage this plan. But you're not going to like it, Valmir.
I'm open to suggestions.
We don't go at it from above.
Mm.
That's why I was
told you
asking
weren't
if
gonna
it would
like it.
fit in the underground tunnels.
I was thinking I was thinking water. We have some water breathing potions. We go out from underneath.
Well, I'm not opposed to that idea. I will point out my armor doesn't float. We'd have to accommodate that.
I don't either.
Also, I don't like the water. It's wet.
Fucking same.
Yes, I said we weren't going to like this plan, but it's safer. And we wouldn't risk the ship, which would obviously be shot out
You
of the
think
sky.
it's safer? I'm not sure I agree.
I'm saying safer for the majority of people, not necessarily for the people undertaking the mission, but the fact that the entire ship will not be risked makes it safer because there'll be less people exposed to danger.
There is also another piece of information that Zep was given as well, right at the end. He goes, I forgot about this. Because the last thing he went and did, and that's where we closed it off last time, was he received a missive from the Iron Duke of Lakerong's land. Telling
that
you... That
actually slipped my mind. How did that slip my mind?
It was like, yeah, sorry, the climactic moment of last week, where he orbital dropped a message to you, containing a list of 6 of the 10 seals of Elendor.
Yeah.
Which the message he puts out on the table.
Would Breton be familiar with the legend of the seals, or is that just...
Ooh, give me a history or religion check. Let us find out what you know.
Can Ruby as well?
I will roll religion for this, because I
Who's
imagine
Ruby?
this might be a religious thing.
Sorry, consult.
Oh!
Natural 20.
I got a 25.
Okay. So, is there a specific question you would like to know, or just general information?
It was more a question of, is this something that... Would Breton have heard... Is this a legend? Is this, a make-believe story? Is this religious, subtext? Or is there something that... Is there a rumor of knights who have protected seals in the past? Anything like that maybe the Chevalant Order could would have passed along through his training as a knight?
You know that in the founding mythos of Fionian culture, in the tales of Guillaume de Fionia, and which is also the founding tales of where the Chevalier come from and his various sons, that there is one who is said to be the guardian of one of the seals. It's not said which seal that is, but one of the children of Guillaume de Fionia, one of the main saints of the Chevalier, is, yes, a guardian of one of the seals of Elendor, but it's because it's old, archaic religious script, very difficult to what's it called, like, suss out any more than that. And you know that it is in protection of the Chevalier Argent.
Then I imagine Breton would say, well, I can't confirm what seal of these may be protected in such an order, but there are old legends in Nardathel of one that is protected by the Chevalier, specifically the Chevalier Argent. If this is of significance to the group, your group, then might I express that meeting with the leader of the Chevalier Order, as we have been given a missive of introduction by the King of Arte, might be an individual whom could lead to more information about these items.
I don't know what these seals are, but
Image, you can feel free to tell me if this is incorrect, but
Ruby had a book in her library called the Book of Ascension. It's the Church of Albay's religious document, and it actually has a specific chapter talking about the seals of Elendor.
It's true, but yeah, that's the thing.
To stop you right there, what are you doing in Ruby's room? Because no one's told me that you're Ruby, or you were Ruby. So now I'm pissed. Now I'm protective.
I was.
Soul looks legitimately concerned. Like, did I screw up?
No, you did not make any mistakes. I thought you understood earlier, young Catwoman. But this individual here is, from what we can understand and what the engineer of your ship, the artificer here, could say is, this individual is as close to Ruby as, well, anything could be without being the same thing. Her blood is Ruby, and from a personal note, what is worth to me, there is a connection I feel here. This, perhaps it is just a knight's mentality, but I feel that my duty of honor and oath has drawn me to this lady as well. And given that I was previously promoted and invested under Ruby, that this is, I feel, as a continuation.
God's brought Ruby back, but different. She's resurrected-ish.
Has anyone ever given credence to the thought that perhaps Ruby herself is like a god?
Only Ruby herself.
Siraj kind of thinks so too, though.
Yeah, even Brett is sitting there like, eh.
She liked to think so, but I don't think so.
No.
She was a capable woman, but I never thought of her as a god.
Well,
I asked everybody what they thought of Ruby the other day. Miss Siraj, I don't think you were here, but I would be curious, though I have a suspicion now. What did you think of her?
she was the most powerful person I have ever met. She was frightening and beautiful, but she also lost control of herself sometimes.
It's a very awkward shuffle as Breton kind of like readjusts himself. Like he doesn't want to say anything impolite, but he doesn't feel like he should correct that.
I don't really have an answer for who I am or who Ruby was or how I'm even related to. I do know there is a connection. She'll flick her fingers and fire will appear, but instead of the bright ruby red, it's more of a cool blue.
And icy-ish?
Oh.
Is it kind of like that icy-ish thing from my dream?
Give me a perception check.
13.
Familiar. Definitely familiar.
But my mother said that there was a reason I came back. And I think I owe it to myself and to Ruby to find out what that reason is. If something is happening to the seals of Elendor and the world is in peril, I'm a part of this world. I'd like to help it if I can. And though I don't know who this Eladrin Empire is, or even who any of the kingdoms are, or Nardathel, or I met all of you yesterday. Perhaps it's an instinct, perhaps it's a feeling that I should trust all of you. So I do. Even if you don't trust me. So I will go where you need me to go, and I will help you how I can. Unless you decide that I don't need to be here.
No. If you truly are a part of Ruby or Ruby reincarnated, then we need you here. And if you can help with the seals, then I think that we must do that.
Okay. Well, if it's any to what we should do next, I think these seals of Elendor are important. I feel within my kind of rolls her eyes soul that these should be our focus.
Which, by the way, in Ruby's books, Breton, that was a big concern of hers. Is what are the seals?
Books.
Her journal.
He didn't read her journal.
Oh, he never read it. Oh, never mind that.
No, as I said, he specifically didn't read her journal.
Okay.
He's just holding on to it.
He just held on to it.
Okay.
Well, that seems to give us more direction and a straightforward path. I do believe meeting with the leader of the Chevalant Order would... There may be answers there to problems that we are currently having. Maybe not a direct solution for the technical problems, but solution to problems that, by and large, seem to be something that this group is dealing with.
So the answers may be something to do with these seals, but what exactly is the question? Like, the seals are important. Yeah. But is something trying to take them, steal them? I don't understand what it is exactly that we need to find these seals for. Just to see that they're still safe?
Soul has no answer to that.
Yeah.
Valmir makes an interesting point.
So we know what these seals are now, or what the texts say they are. Okay. I don't know what that really means to us.
I was operating under the understanding that we had been sent a message because... Sorry, you all had been sent a message because they were significant.
Ruby knew about it.
Ruby didn't know. I'm trying to remember if Valmir was present during... You were definitely present during the conversation with the guy who got kidnapped. The guy who got taken by that astral being. The Air Genasi.
He's, oh yeah, the world's totally ending, but like, I don't think we got really too many specifics then.
Garage was there.
I stole maps.
Garage stole maps.
Zaraj was not there for most of the conversation. She was looking through his house.
Zedaar was there up until shit went south.
Claudia was there for the half of it.
Yep.
I don't remember him saying anything about we need to find the seals.
He didn't say you need to find the seals, but he did say that if the seals are broken, then gods can return to this plane.
Well, it's also, he's not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to happen. Something is happening.
Yes.
And if something is happening, it seems to be connected to the seals.
We just need to go check on the seals, see that they're all yep, it's in its place. Moving on. Next one.
And finding out what they actually are. Because they're pretty vague.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing if they're this important.
Yes.
How is Gourd reacting to this with his whole thing about planar travel and Feywilds and stuff like that?
You see Gourd currently in the kitchen trying to fill up multiple saucers with milk.
Darius is shaking his head sadly.
Gourd then picks up these and looks around to everyone and goes, I will be back in a moment.
Is this something that
And walks out.
Valmire knows about? Because when Gourd found me on the rafters, he asked if I was looking for the little imp person's name. Did he end up telling me about the whole deal
I
or not?
don't know if he did or not.
That would be a Shane question.
That
Yeah.
would be a Shane question. Plus, you two also have in-character conversations outside of the table, so I am not sure of how much has been shared, but you may or may not know about McAllen. And none of you know about the trouble that McAllen is in either, so...
Perhaps we offer a middle ground. Unfortunately, while the idea to procure the crystals is one that would certainly set us ahead in the war effort, I feel like even as impressive as the ship is, sending it against a single battle group of the Eladrin Empire would be dangerous and foolhardy. Meeting with Ruby's mother may serve to improve Sol's condition, and traveling to the capital of the Nardathel would certainly offer us a place to gain more information and perhaps find a purpose.
I agree.
Ruby will then hand a new concoction to Sol. Oh my gosh. Sol will then hand a new concoction to Breton, and it looks to be some sort of frozen juice thing on a stick.
He just takes it. What am I supposed to do with this?
You eat it, but lick it first because it's quite cold. Might hurt your head. I call it a juice pop.
He sniffs it. It smells like oranges with sugar and some sort of cream. It's a creamsicle.
Oh my god.
Very citrusy.
Ziraj?
But the balance is not quite right yet, so there's like a lot more orange juice in it than there needs to be.
It's also if it's really medieval-esque, then an orange doesn't exist, and it's probably a proto-orange, which were not sweet at all.
That's why it's full of sugar.
But it's a fantasy realm, so I can be whatever it needs to be.
Prestidigitation, it tastes great.
A spell I no longer have. Anyway.
How does orange exist in this world if the Netherlands doesn't exist? Sorry, existentialism there.
Throw things at you.
Listen, Mage, we've established this world turns the opposite direction to ours. Anything is possible.
William of Orange may not be here, but oranges still exist.
Blue is up.
Blue is up?
Yeah. Blue is up, red is
Ziraj,
down.
would you like one?
Yes, please. And I scamper over and grab one.
Creamsicle.
I'm trying to use Zep's new machines. This one's very good at keeping things very cold.
I didn't quite catch that, sorry.
That's because Breton was kind of like the moment of a brain freeze up. Yeah, yes, it is.
How far are we from Ate?
Just, Zep is probably about a few days.
Could I go there and we could come back and get Breton's armor and then we go on to...
She's trying to find the name of a place. Like, it's there, she knows what it is, but the recollection isn't coming out.
Nardathel's capital? bothers me.
Gervais. Is that it? I grew up
No.
there, so I should know.
Yes, you should know. It's on the map. Big one.
Well, again, Soul doesn't know the names of things. She's
Yes,
trying
that's
to
true.
catch up.
Yeah, this is me. Now I have to actually know things in the Nardathel, whereas I
I
didn't
just
have to
don't
do
know
that
how to
before.
pronounce it. I have it in my notes, but it looks French,
Garvalou?
but I am
This is
confused.
Gabalo, yeah.
Just pronounce it like a street urchin. It's not,
That's what I'm doing.
Javiel.
Come from
It could be
Gervais.
Gaviel, Javiol,
Ravioli.
Javalon,
Hey, I'm from over there in Gervalox.
Javalo.
That's such a great.
Oh, that sounds like a Doctor Who alien.
No,
Oh, we
I
are
love
the
the
Gervalox.
Yeah, I love the secretaries where she's like, yeah, that's Gervalax.
Y'all should have seen. I was tempted to bring Soul back with
Yeah.
a very southern accent.
Gervalou.
Gervalou. Oh, that's exactly how I said it.
Yeah.
Pronounced perfectly every time. First time.
Mm-hmm.
Valmir would, instead of going to see Ruby's mum, would spend some time in the monastery complex thing, and asking. He'd ask the king to see if there's any like trainers, knights with specifically polearm like speciality, and start training with them, because he feels like he got his ass absolutely destroyed in the fight, and he's not wanting to see that happen again, so he's taking like every opportunity he has to fight or to train, and finding somebody with a speciality in pole weapons like he uses is kind of his goal at the moment, so he's sticking around the monastery area.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to ask a technical question about that. This is a monastery. It is not a town. There's not much in the way of infrastructure here. So presumably, if the king was having armor made, this would not be the place it's being done.
His armorer is with him.
Okay.
So, like, yes, there is some infrastructure here because the war party has brought it with it, or the monastery had it. The nearest town is quite a while. The purpose for this is it's essentially secret base near the troops. That's well defended if needs be. And yes, it's. Valmir, quickly make me a persuasion check.
Okie.
And an investigation check.
That'd be a 27 on their persuasion.
Very nice.
An investigation would be a 13. I can use a point of luck on that. Does that mean I can choose which one if I use luck?
No,
The
it's
lucky
just a
feat.
re-roll, I think, right?
I'm gonna quickly look it up.
Either way, with that persuasion,
I can choose which one.
okay, then you're going to use the luck. Then
I'm gonna use the 13.
okay. The king is happy to help you find someone who would be a good polearm master, so to speak, but any master he knows is currently fighting. That he would recommend training with. There are people here that can use polearms, but none in a way of exquisite nature.
He's still gonna stick around and train with them, though.
No problem. Yeah, sadly, no polearm masters around. Kind of being utilized in various locations. Okay. So a few of you are going to Arte. Arte would have shops as well, just as a note. So some of you are heading back to Arte. The ship is, of course, going to be doing that. Not all of you have to go. Valmir, you said you're staying here at the monastery. And then are you going to come back and then possibly head to Gervalu? What's Zedaar wanting to do? Because Zedaar is...
Zedaar's commitment was to sticking around until Ruby showed up. At this point, he did mention his interest in traveling to the capital, since I believe that Gervalu is one of the few places that actually does have docking yards for airships.
Yes, that and the capital of Othray itself, the kingdom that you're in. Corvilu, I believe. Is it Corvilu is the capital here? Don't you hate it when you forget your own map? No. Yes, maybe. The capital of Othray also has a skyship dock, so you know. There's that.
No, at this point, he is making a concentrated effort to be less involved in the decision making, so it's less drastic of a change when he's gone.
Okay. Darius, what would you like to do? Are you going to go with the Arte group, or are you staying around here?
Have I ever been to Ate?
Yes, you all have. You all have.
You were in prison in
I
there.
didn't know if I.
No,
I
it
didn't
wasn't
know-
in prison in Arte. This is where Arte is where you went to that's where the cathedral was that you saved the king at, and you met Ruby's mother for the first time, and you met the mouse.
Right. I was wondering, I
And
meant in this.
Corrupt archbishop you really wanted to talk to.
corrupt archbishop that you really wanted to talk to. Yeah.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
Time has
Nah, go get him.
No, it's
Come
been
on.
resolved.
been resolved. I go up to the door and just quest fulfilled. Quest fulfilled as I try and open the door.
No bonus for that side quest objective, I'm afraid.
Damn it. He missed down on the extra XP. Yeah, no, more in the sense of, do I know like what's in Ate? I don't know if I've been there as like not on a mission. That's what I'm.
There's a
That's what I
Zorp's
meant by-
Emporium.
Oh no. Never mind. Let's not go there.
It's a silly place.
Avoid.
In fact, that's where the most recent Zorpening happened, I believe.
Oh,
This-
What a phrasing for it. A Zorpening.
I know.
Well, yeah, because Gourd became a Zorp for a short period of time.
Yes.
And
He
he
be-
has that bow he wants.
That's the there's a Zorpening happened for a time, for a brief while. Gourd was a part of the conglomerate. Or the watchful tentacles of the conglomerate, should I say. Yeah.
The king said he'd bill us up to how much money per person? Like in gold equivalent?
1,000.
1,000. I will take that
Mm-hmm.
in a bar or something, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And I will look through the magic items and not have to role play it out, so I don't get hit by some people in the party for doing another shopping
Okay, so you're going to
episode.
Arte as well.
I will go, yes.
Okay. So those who wish to go to Arte, it's about a 3-day flight. And you can do so. Just for my own knowledge, who is going? So
Ruby.
I'm gonna.
Soul.
Brett in his soul shadow still at this point, so he's
Okay.
not leaving. He's sticking with her.
The Night Pilgrims. My contact is there. That's where I met them the first time.
correct.
I'm gonna go. Night Pilgrim it up.
Sure.
Also, kind of keep an eye on Soul because I want to love her, but I just don't know. She didn't pass a vibe check, so I got to keep an eye on her. But she does make a damn good creamsicle. So
Mm-hmm.
So everyone but Lambert's going is what I'm hearing. Okay. Lambert, we'll deal with you first then. Give me a couple of rolls just for training purposes.
No.
Like what kind of role are we looking at?
It'd be Probably strength rolls. Unless you use dex for your weapon. What do you use as your weapon? Your
charisma.
Okay.
Shall I roll like an attack roll? Is that?
Yeah, let's go with attack rolls.
24. How many of these do you want?
3.
16 and a natural 20 for a 30.
With that natural 20, you do feel like you've gained a little bit more insight into polearm mastery. So just under in your notes, put like 1 out of 10 in.
All right.
You are on the track to learning. But that's because you've spent 3 hard days of just pure training, not eating much, and probably not really looking after yourself.
I think that's the first attack roll in like this season. Probably more that I've rolled a nat 20 on an attack. Wasted on training.
Is it though? Okay. Then to Arte. When you arrive in Arte, the weather's a bit more grisly. It's overcast, bit of a pitter-patter of a downpour. Not like full torrential rain, but it's enough that it's noticeable. But the city is yours.
Bretton, do you know where Ruby's home is? Or not her home, I'm sorry. Where her mother is. Her mother's sisters?
I believe so, yes. With what the King of Arte mentioned and my knowledge of the holdings of the former Lord Sunderstar, I'm sure that I can lead us there.
You can do so. Darius, are you going with Darius and Zaraj? Are you going with them, or are you splitting off from these two?
I'd like to take Claudia to meet the Night Pilgrims with me, if Darius is cool with that.
Oh, I have. I'm gonna chaperone.
Yeah, you can come with us for sure. Yeah, you can come with us.
I can see the Darius like I'm gonna follow along with that. That's what I'm doing. I'm following along with that. You just made his decision for him.
And then I had to change that immediately. Yes, I will chaperone in that situation.
That's fine. You can do so. Okay, so we've got 2 and 2. We'll go to that first. How are you making contact, Zaraj?
Probably gonna go back to those 2 bars. The something tomato with the swirly person, and the one across the street where I met the contact. I forget the name of it.
The tomato one is the one where you met the contact, and the one with the swirly one was the run across the street.
Yes, okay.
One was dressed as a tomato, and the other person was doing like ribbon things because it was 3 tablecloths, I think it's called. It was like swirling tablecloths. Yes, okay. Are you just walking in to see if your contact is there?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just, take Claudia under my wing and just sort of walk up to the bar and, thieves can't, it's the veritable age of tomorrow, folks, and big news. We've got seals. I don't... Something that basically means, like, I got really big news that I gotta tell the Night Pilgrims it's gonna be the end of the world if we don't take care of it, and I gotta talk to someone important.
Thieves Can't has gone now from... Thieves Can't has gone from being jive
to, ladies and gentlemen,
to transatlantic 1930s speak.
I do like how Scales was in normal speak. It's just like a bad dub of something. It's just, that's just in a regular.
It's time to fight.
also love that it takes 4 times as long to say something in Thieves' Cannon as it does to do anything else. So she is just on a rant in the middle of this bar.
Yeah.
Like a crazy person prophesizing the end of the world.
The end times are nigh.
I know, and I'm
deserve damnation.
I'm supposed to blend in, and really what I do is the opposite.
Doom
That the
caller now.
one- Is that the 1 or is that the natural 20 on this die? It's the natural 20. Okay.
There's a lot of those this
I
session.
don't know what you're
Okay.
sharing. You just got crit.
The
That's a good thing.
The bartender just goes to his I like the cut of your jib, my jam's going. Let's go to the and he goes off on a big one. And basically tells you, okay, your contact isn't here at the moment, but tonight at 5 p.m. In one of the old connecting subsystems of the sewer, there is a meeting of a number of the Night Pilgrim heads.
Darius, you remember the time you wanted to go under the water to steal some stuff from a ship?
You mean yesterday?
Yes, well, we're going to go in the sewers, but we have a few hours, so we can go to Zorb's.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna take us if we're covered in whatever's gonna be down there.
No, first we go shopping.
Yeah. Also, I haven't a great experience in sewers, so we'll gloss over that. But nobody else
fun.
is here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I guess we'll go and do that then.
Okay, so you can head shopping, and then in the evening head to the sewers. Okay. The as you said, you didn't want to roleplay the Zorbs.
Not too much. I just want to go in. I have a list of
what are you looking
things
for?
I have a list of things that I want to do, and I'm just going to roleplay that in the sense that they will tell me the magic item that might be able to do that, and I will tell you the magic item that does what I need it to do.
Okay.
So 3 layers there. I just want to know the prices of this. So Lock of Trickery.
Whoa, whoa.
So 1, my sister, and 2, the cat can't get into my room without breaking the door.
Lock of Trickery.
Shouldn't be. It's a common wondrous item.
I'm pretty sure Zep can make these.
Yes, but I don't. But I don't want to put more on Zep's plate.
You can
He's
probably
already
get one of
got
these for about 200 gold.
200 gold. Okay, so that's 1 tick there. Efficient Quiver. This one is a gift.
Oh, this is the portal quiver.
It's a portal quiver, yeah. Uncommon, wondrous item. It's, I don't know what you're gonna charge it.
It's probably about the same.
About the same,
Yeah.
because it does have the ability you can carry
You can
arrows,
carry
javelins,
arrow-
and spears.
up to 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. The mid-size is 8 javelins or similar objects, and the longest compartment holds up to 6 long objects, which are bows, quarterstaffs, or spears. Yeah, it's about the same. It's not and,
the
it's
same.
or.
No, it's and. It's and because there's 3 compartments. So the shortest compartment.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me-
so you can
let me
carry
check
all
my
of
guide.
that.
Let me check my guide.
Before you give me this, I want you to realize that it'll change the fundamental balance of every combat encounter.
Making a lot of assumptions on that.
No, we can just load up on a whole bunch of like arrows that are like elemental shit, and you can just call them up.
You
Like,
can also
from the-
fill it with unlimited Olive Garden breadsticks.
500. 500 for that one.
Cool. All right. Cool.
I'm down with that.
And this one I'm probably not going to get, but I think it'd be funny. An instant fortress. Come on.
Sure.
Come on.
It'd be the heavy thing that we drop on the ship.
That did come to mind. I had this list already, but I was this close to
Unfortunately,
saying
they've all been bought
I
up by
might
the
have
war
something
effort.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Good
Alright, then,
justification. I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
I
That's
rolled.
very well
I rolled.
done.
I rolled.
Dust of sneezing and choking.
Dust of sneezing and choking.
It's
How
like your bag of
on
glass.
brand?
Exactly what you think it
On
is.
brand.
Such a Darius item.
So on brand.
Basically, I'm just gonna be pepper spraying somebody.
His pocket glass for the eyes and the dust of sneezing and choking for the nose.
Is what you need to do is then get that and then mix it with your glass, and then you've just got a kill bag.
It's just called the dust of incapacitation.
Go next to
Sneeze
my
out
other
shards
thing.
of broken glass. Ah!
Breathe it in and sneeze on someone.
Kill yourself first.
Cost classification.
Yeah,
and
that's
commonality
just-
of the quiver. But
Okay, so the Zorps, when the Zorps tell you that they have some of this, but only because they accidentally bought it, being told it was dust of disappearance.
That's awful.
mistake.
You sprinkle that on top of you.
your mistake is my benefit, and then it becomes your benefit because I'm buying it.
So they're willing to sell it to you for
Everything's got a price. He's reading the effects so he can judge how much it's gonna cost.
I'm gonna roll. Give me a persuasion check. 'Cause
Sure.
I think it is a consumable, so it can't be that expensive.
Yeah, but it does have quite a
yeah,
it has quite a bit of uses.
So I just want to point out that it applies suffocating. This is the main one, and if they don't save, they will eventually just die,
Yeah,
like dead from this.
I know what I'm buying.
Like, you mix this with the glass and a little bit of the thermite powder that the dragons use, and you basically have that the dust that Sonya Blade breathes on people for a kiss of death. That just makes them explode.
I know it's only
Is
a
that
DC 15.
persuasion?
Yeah, just give me a
Is that
persuasion.
persuasion check? Okay, cool.
I just can't-
from the bodies.
23.
Okay, yeah, they're willing
I
to
can
sell.
add a D8 to that if it's not good enough.
It's fine. The Zorp is sweating uncontrollably. They have a total of 5 in stock at this branch. They can always go and get more, but because they bought a batch roughly of about 30 kilos of the stuff accidentally, and they're willing to sell you about 90 gold per usage.
Oh shit! I'll take all of them. So I'll take all of those. The efficient quiver, the lock of trickery, and let's just say if they have them, 2 gems of brightness. If you'll allow me to have them anymore. I know they sell them. I just don't know if they have.
At a
any
certain
stuff.
point, Darius is just gonna get like sockets put into his blade, so he can just insert them along the length of his blade.
They do
Yeah,
not
let's
have
see
any more
gems.
as they were sold for the war effort.
That'll only work so long, Mitch.
Only works as long as there's a war.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll take that. So 90 gold pieces per dust for 5 dust, correct?
450.
So, and then 200 for the luck of trickery,
650.
and then 500 for the
1150.
wondrous quiver.
You had a
1150?
question about a certain cube as well.
I did. It was a cube of force. It was gonna have it commissioned, but if I can just buy it, I'll do that. 1150.
Well, you asked the king for it, correct?
When I hear there was a Zorps nearby and we were going to go ahead and go, I was just gonna roll the bones with that.
Okay. Roll me a luck check.
Okay. Hold on, just making sure I got my money correct. Luck check. So D20. You want? 9.
They don't have one at this branch.
It's fine. That's fine. It was a long shot anyways, and I'm assuming it would have been the 4,000 gold pieces, which I just now don't have enough for.
4,500.
Yeah. No, I will take all of those. Could you drop them in the party sheet? And I will go ahead and so 5 dust, 1 quiver, 1 lock, and I will bring them into mine. And that's all we needed. There we go. Efficient shopping done. I turned to Claudia, and that's how you negotiate a deal.
I was not going to go inside of the shop with Claudia. Did you bring her in?
I definitely did. She's been in here before. Not this one, but she's been in one of these before.
Actually, she's been in this one.
Oh, yeah. She knows the deal.
I'm going to ask about one very quick item just to make this as quick as possible, Midge. A lantern of revealing. What would be the price point on that?
I just have a note that you gave me.
Well, this is something I could have bought at character creation. It's just something I never asked about because we were trying to avoid the min-maxing on that. It's basically just an efficient lantern that shows invisible creatures in the bright area.
Yeah, it's probably about 300 to 500 gold, depending on where you are and where you ask.
I could do the 300.
Well, where are you and where are you asking?
So, no, it's fine. If this is something, we'll deal with that later then. Never mind.
No, I mean...
Because he did not go shopping. This was something I was thinking about post about character creation, but no, we could say it's too late for that. Or a bit later.
I have another question. Did I get 1,000 gold from the king as well?
You
Even
did.
though then I
it was left
would
on
like...
Yeah, you may go shopping.
Is there a dust of dryness?
I was looking at that one too.
Because
dust
what if
collectors, you guys?
what if we put all the dust in the bay and then render the ships useless and dry up the ocean?
Cause a natural disaster to capture a ship. I like it. I like it. Are the rest of those items in the party sheet?
I'm doing it. I've done.
You asked for a lot of things.
You just let me know. You just let me know. Yes, Duke. I know.
Dust of dryness. Yeah, they have some.
Not like enough to dry up a bay.
No. And
it's connected to the ocean, by the by.
Actually, that's a great way of destroying like a fleet. You drop the water level down, and then a tsunami comes in from the rushing water, replacing the water you took up.
yeah,
So
also
this turns water 15 feet on a side, which is a lot of water, mind you, because that's actually a lot of gallons of water, a ridiculous amount of water.
Cubic
But
feet would
it's
be...
a bay, so
Yeah, it was just an idea. It was just
There's a few orders of magnitude difference.
no, but like supervillain sort of levels of D&D, like. Can you imagine some sort of corrupt archmage making or corrupt artificer? Oh my god! This just brings in.
You turn on creator mode from Minecraft. You start laying sponges everywhere.
just 100 doses of this attached to like.
This is rarity standard magic item, right? So so technically, this as an object, an artificer of say the Iron Duke could make essentially this every 10 minutes.
Just attach like a spigot to the bottom of the airship
airships.
and just fly over and like, just you don't even have to hit both sides of the ship, just capsize their boats.
This world's nuke. It's just sort of that's bioterrorism at this point.
Well, I thought it was a good idea.
Strategy.
It doesn't destroy the water. You just have to get the cube and crush it, and the water comes back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
How big is the cube?
He drops enough of it to remove the bay, he could technically make enough of it to remove the water off the surface of this plane and then smash it all again to bring it back. Like, can you imagine the ecological fallout of that?
But their ships might capsize.
I think a lot more than ships would capsize.
That's the thing.
All of
that
the
we
fishing
care
industry
about.
of the world, it's ended. It's never coming back either.
All right. Anyways, it was just a thought. Moving on.
I mean, they do have some, but not enough.
Do not pursue the path of world devastation.
Just hear Zedaar thinking like, "Don't you think this would work?" It's just like, wow.
Well, I don't like water. You know, I'm a cat. I don't want to get wet. I'm like, if we could just get rid of all the water on the planet.
It must be something to do with having a tail.
I see that meme from
Gourd's fine with it.
that's floating around between Jesse Pinkman and Walter White having a conversation. He's just, what the fuck, Jesse? That's what I'm getting right now.
What are you talking about?
Sorry. Anyways, just
No, I'm having some issues with there it is.
we're
I guess
He's doing the
spitballing
math on how many dust particles you need
I-
to remove
I
all the
have-
water.
I have the dust in the lock, so all I need is
Oh,
the,
you've already
is the
done that.
quiver.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to add it to the list and change it, and they've already gone. So I'm like, where is
Took
and-
it once.
Because
Yeah, I can change the number of items on my
I know.
side.
Oh.
Yeah. Ow, Duke.
And then Jesse says we better call Saul.
No spoilers. I haven't seen the end season yet.
I never seen it at all.
Okay, and that's the quiver.
So hi,
Okay.
Duke.
Yes. Is there
Yeah.
anything else Zedaar would like to look for?
Nope, just trying to break the Geneva Conventions. So no big deal.
There's no such thing as a Geneva here.
What would be the closest thing?
The
The Modgewin
Gervais-
convention.
Welcome to the Modgewin model.
Suggestions.
The Modgewin module.
They're more guidelines than.
Anyway. Okay. So, Ruby and Soul and
Right.
We need a soldier.
You're walking down one of the main streets of Arte. Soul, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Um, 8.
11.
Okay. You're fine. Until eventually you come to a familiar house. To you, Breton. Not so much to Soul. Of the aunt of Ruby Sunderstar. Estate. There is a guard posted outside in nice looking but ill-fitting like an ill-fitting gambeson and like a kettle helm, a pike in hand.
This is something you're gonna have to remind me, Beth. What is Ruby's mother's name?
Caroline.
Caroline. Okay. Then Breton would step momentarily ahead of Saul and just say, Breton Montelier, here to meet with Lady Caroline Sunderstar. I have news for her.
I'm sorry, Sir Montelier, but she's not in at the moment. She's at the cathedral. She's currently mourning her late husband.
News spread faster than I thought it would be. Very well. Don't Saul and be like, I guess we're going to have to make our way to the cathedral.
So,
Have I been there before?
Once, I could think of. Actually, no, I would have been there for that. I apologize.
You weren't there for that fight. No.
Zedaar over the shoulder. Yes, we have been there.
No, I think Zedaar's still on the ship at the moment. It's weird. You're asking me that question, but you know the answer to that question. Because I
know.
don't know.
Welcome to Amnesia.
Well, here's a better question. Will have Ruby been there as a child or younger considering its religious significance to the kingdom, with Breton. Like, that's a better way of putting it. Like, have they been there in their past?
Well, that's where I was getting to, because that's a Ruby backstory question.
Yeah, you can make it up now because she has no control.
I have none.
You know what? That's a dangerous thing to decide, and
You're down with it.
sure, fine. Well, there was coronation for young. It wasn't the main family. It was an family of the King of Arte that was held here, and that you were expected to attend. It was a fanciful affair. We were both very young. I think you must have been no more than 11.
A nod. Okay.
If memory serves, you tried to steal a slice of cake.
Very on brand for Ruby.
I got in trouble for it.
Also very on brand for Ruby.
Okay. And as you walk towards the cathedral outside of the city limits, we're going to go ahead and take our break. So join us in 5 to 10 minutes time, but we will be back with more of this. Use this time, hydrate yourselves. We'll see you in a moment.
The world of Valdirus is one of old empires and new nations, of emerging new ideas combating the beliefs of the past. Civilization slowly crawls back from the dark ages so recently ended, but the deep forests and dark corners of even the wealthiest nations remained untouched and filled with corruption. The root cause? A great schism in the hearts of the faithful.
In the name of the 5 wisdoms and that of the divine legate, you have been found guilty of heresy and shall be judged by oath in the afterlife.
Children of the Church of Glass, raise your tools and arms, your pitchforks and mattocks. Cast aside the plowshares and take up the call to war, as your right to faith and life is at stake.
As an age of enlightenment dawned, an era of closed-mindedness followed. But it was the common folk who truly suffered the most.
Fight for his king.
34 years of bloodshed and hurt. Some cannot even recall a time of peace, and it shows no signs of slowing. In a world shrouded in such darkness, it's a wonder how anyone survives.
And welcome back, everybody, to the second part of our broadcast tonight. We left off with Soul and Breton walking towards... It's hard enough learning a new character name for one person, but now for two of them, and also one of them is still them, but different.
Yeah. We need a swear jar, but it's a soul jar.
And it's all gonna pay for our all-expenses paid trip to the Nine Hells. So, you're
Hey,
walking
Daddy?
towards the capital of... the Cathedral of Arte. Would you guys like to say anything as you walk down the road?
It's a bad time to mention that part of the confusion you might have by me calling myself Ruby all the time is because I'm still labeled as Ruby on the overlay.
Yeah, that doesn't help either. There's a lot of updates that need to happen to this overlay, and I'm like...
No, she Soul looks very nervous, like she's picking at her nails and feet her eyes are kind of locked down at the ground. Very un-Ruby like.
Breton is keeping an eye out for if there's any market stalls that we're passing by. He's looking for like a jewelry stall.
Give me a quick investigation check. You don't pass a jewelry stall, but you do pass a jewelry store. On the corner of one of the main roads, there's a little jeweler's. That's and it has the swinging sign that says the Hopsback Company, established 1238.
As you're walking along, he'll just kind of stop and say, not to slow down our timing here, but would you mind if we just stop for a moment? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, sure.
She'll look up and then up because, Breton's solid 2 feet taller than she is.
Yeah.
And he'll just kind of gesture inside the jewelry store.
You will follow him.
Yeah, you head in, and there's a little, bell above the door. You open into this kind of dark wood and marble sort of room. Nice light fixtures. Wealth. It says wealth, but it's subtle about it. And behind the counter, you see a gnome. Sort of graying behind the ears. It's got that sort of classic. The hair doesn't go past probably the line of the crown. It's like bald on the top, and then hair behind the ears. It kind of pointy ears, a big sort of like kind of wiry nose, and he's got a little monocle. One of those little monoculars, and he's currently looking at them and inspecting some gemstones.
Right, I'll say, why don't you take a moment to look around, see if anything appeals to your tastes? I may have changed. I'd be curious to see what looks interesting to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she'll start browsing, I guess.
Cool. At the various wares.
Breton is just going to walk straight up towards the gnome at the counter and say, I have a very simple but request that I need for not something too fancy, not something too complicated, but I need 2 bands created, specifically of platinum.
Sure, you're looking for platinum bands. What are we looking for? Like wedding bands, or are you talking?
Not wedding bands, no. And there's a moment where he actually just starts to look embarrassed just at the concept. No. These
Soul do this number.
No, these are for something else.
Of course, rings, bracelet
These
bands.
would be rings, yes.
Are these for you, sir? I can take measurements.
Well, one would be for me, and you're just gonna show him one of his massive fingers.
He as you can see, he pulls up he's beginning to bring up like one of those ring size charts, and then puts it back down.
His tape measure.
Yeah, and then goes into his pocket and pulls out a ribbon, ties it round, marks it. Just lets out a small whistle.
And Andre giant size.
And the other,
Well, Soul, if you could come in for a second.
Oh.
She'll walk over.
This individual needs to measure your ring size.
Pulls back out the ring sizing chart and goes to the standard measurement tools and makes a note.
17.
She'll hold a hand out.
You remember that?
I don't know if Mitch will actually allow that.
Hold on. No, it's close. Whoever measured you got slightly incorrect last time.
Be careful which way you go.
We put you down as an N.
Yes, I just. But that's simple as that. Adornments and such, if you have any preference or style, if you have things that fit already, that would be sufficient. But I just need 2 of capable workmanship.
Okay.
These would be for daily wearing, not for special occasions.
And you want them platinum, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I can have something made up by this afternoon to these specifications. You'd want
that?
You just want plain and a maker's mark?
Well, if you're going to be wearing them, Sol, do you have anything that you think you might want of them? This is supposed to be partially a gift for you as well.
He looks a little dumbstruck.
Whatever comes to mind. It's for something else, but if you're going to be wearing a ring all the time, it may as well look the way you want it.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think looks good?
That's why I'm asking you. This is your ring. This is something that just is supposed to be to your tastes. Whatever jumps out at you. If you need a moment to look around at the other styles, take your time. We're not in a hurry.
She does bring a hand up to the little necklace choker she's wearing.
Maybe something with a blue inlay? Like cobalt?
Cool. Just look over back towards the gnome.
You want a sort of gemstone?
I guess. I've never bought jewelry before. I don't know what I should be doing.
Madame, then you have entered a wonderful world. Come. He hops down from his seat, and now he's like absorbed by the counter, and you can't see him at all. And he sort of runs around. Come with me. And he like puts out his hand and delicately takes it. If you put out your hand,
She'll let him take it, but she's gonna look up at Breton.
And he takes takes you over to a set of cabinets, which he pulls out some keys, and then sort of he unlocks at the bottom, but the doors open at the top and then slowly down, and inside is this just shelf after shelf of different like gemstones. And then it's really lovely to look at, because this individual has arranged it in like color rather than rarity or anything. So it goes from like white down to black, but in between is the color of the rainbow. And then he pulls out a little ladder, because he can't see up to that height. So it is about your head height where the blue shelf is, but he turns around on the ladder and sits on one of the steps and begins to explain. Well, if you're looking for something, not to break the bank, you have these various colored glasses and colored stones that say a lady of your stature would go for something. He goes into the full sales pitch about sapphires and
do you have anything in
She about to say mother, but she was no, Brayla. Do you have anything in Brayla's colors?
He needs to do it.
If he doesn't have it, then we could definitely tell him what they are. Hopefully between the two of us, we can make a religion check to remember that.
I'm not familiar with the worship of Brayla. Do you have any example?
It's...
I guess I should ask. Do I need to make a roll to know her colors at the top of my head?
I rolled to know about Brayla the other day. Presumably that might be something Breton remembered.
Yeah, it's one of those things of it's blue, but it kind of depends on the dyes of the region kind of thing. You haven't per se seen anything of Braylers. So, give me a quick history check though.
Which of us?
Both of you.
Okay.
They're individually different things. You both have a different DC here.
13.
Okay. Breton, you don't really know anything, but Soul, you're drawn to this sort of lighter, like blue as the light in my room, kind of blue. It seems to be that sort of color, similar to the color of your dice.
Okay. Well, as far as the band is concerned, if it has to be platinum, I'm okay with a plain one. But I thought that it'd be nice to pay an homage to Ruby's sigil, but with Brayla's colors.
And the individual looks at, and this Ruby, what is her iconography?
A Sunderstar.
Oh.
Yes.
Now that's just his name I know. So Phoenix. We could have something made that would match that family's iconography, but that would take more than today.
It's fine. Earrings?
Yes, we could make. Sorry, is this in addition to the platinum band, or is this instead of?
Edition 2.
Edition 2. Earrings as well. Okay. You know what? Pop back in at the end of the day, and I'll see what I can have done.
Okay. How much would it cost?
The simple platinum bands will set you back. Platinum cost. They will be about 75 per piece. The earrings, we could go cheap, or we could go beautiful. It is a bit more of a sliding scale for something as luxury as that.
I have, and she'll actually look at her, not her checkbook, but her notes.
A fair amount of platinum, I think.
Well,
She'll actually show the number. Her inventory says,
in total, I have 698 pieces of platinum.
There's a moment there where the second that she just goes full naive, like child who doesn't understand money, the expression on Breton just changes to like the looming bear, like shadow, like almost like, don't you cheat her or I'll know.
there is a sparkle in this individual's eyes. Well, my lady, we could have something made so beautifully that I would put my best craftsman on it.
That would be very nice of you.
If you're willing to part with the coin, that is.
Well, how much of it?
For the most luxury and exuberant, stylized earrings, we would put you back probably about...
Considering what Breton is doing right now and his trying to impose a warning of trying to take advantage of her, would an intimidation check be appropriate?
Yeah, you can intimidate. Absolutely.
Right. I may actually end up using my my inspiration for this if it rolls poorly. I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that. Wow. Christ almighty.
Sense of opportunity in this individual is unreal. About 300 gold pieces.
Go look at Breton.
It is a fair amount of coin, but it is yours to spend.
Okay. I don't have the gold on me, because...
We can have it ready for when we come back later.
Yes.
Excellent. I will get to work on this right away. You have made a fair friend in this establishment. I bid you a fair day. Would you like a drink or anything before you go?
No, thank you. What's your name?
Oh, I am.
Got him.
No, I have this guy up. I don't know why I rolled. I just my go-to thing is when I put on the spot as a DM now is to roll something.
Even if
you had name 16.
You had a set name and a store here, but you didn't. You just looked away. It's like, wait, no, what? It's like, no, he's right there. Just look at him.
His name is Hoshmellow.
Hoshmellow. Actually, I imagine as Breton's looking through these colors, he's gonna just catch a ruby that looks just like the one that is on the heart-shaped medallion that he wears. He says, "Actually, could mine be fitted with that?"
Your ring, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a little bit of an extra cost, but okay, it can be done.
The rings are going to be the same cost. Why would him being fitted with the gem when his wasn't and hers was? Why would they be the same cost? That was my curiosity. Because if they were both 75 gold pieces and she was getting an aquamarine gem put in, but his wasn't, why would his be more expensive?
Price of the gem.
Mm-hmm.
This is an actual ruby.
But wasn't hers also being fitted with the gem?
No, it wasn't in there. It was just plain bands, and then she had the earrings.
No, I was getting a platinum bands, but also on top of that,
That's
earrings.
Okay, I thought you were also getting the gem because you wanted the House Sunderstar gem on it. Okay,
No,
never
it's
mind.
got the phoenix symbol is the earrings. The gem is she has no preference on the ring because it's a platinum band.
I misunderstood. I thought the ring was also being done up. Okay, that's fine. I don't need a large one. Just one fit in there.
Sure. Extra 10 gold.
Fine.
Okay. Well, have a lovely, wonderful day, French.
Thank you.
Sir, madam, we will see you later. If the door is closed, knock on it 3 times.
Okay.
And you may continue your walk towards the cathedral. You finally get there, unless there's something you'd like to do before you do.
Nope.
Okay. As you Breton, you notice leaving the cathedral as you arrive is the Lady Sunderstar, dressed in all black with a red veil, deep red veil. But undoubtedly this is her. You can tell, just even by the shadowed veil.
Does she have no attendees or?
She's there with her sister and like 2 guards. Like, you also, I think this is the first time that you've seen it as well. She is heavily pregnant.
He'd been told that she was with child, but he had not personally seen that she was with child. And as they're kind of walking out, Breton would just lean over and say, "Do you recognize her?"
You do not.
No.
Well, that was Ruby's mother.
Can we talk to her?
We should try not to be too overbearing. She did just recently suffer loss.
Okay. I'll let you lead then.
Right, and we're just gonna move to approach them. Feeling awful because he's still wearing the raggedy chainmail, not the official armor of his station. He's more well kempt than he has been because he has a chance to clean himself up, but he just doesn't feel like he presents the proper image of a knight. He will just kind of step in and bow his head. Lady Sunderstar.
She clocks you before you fully make it over and like slows and gives you a curt nod. And then sees past you. And is completely unfocused on you. And is instead focused on the individual formerly known as Ruby.
For a moment of that, he'll just say, yes, we came here to offer our condolences, but also because this individual wanted to meet you. Lady Caroline Sunderstar, this is Soul.
She'll bow her head. Hello.
She doesn't say anything. Just is sizing you up. She looks at Breton. Thank you, Breton. Are you sure?
There have been confirmations to as much reason within a doubt that we could take.
She then loses.
I believe, I may not be familiar, but there was a gnome who had this contraction who was testing blood. I'm pretty sure we used it on Ruby's mother too at some point, didn't we?
Yeah. I met Master Skyspan. She then looks towards Soul. You don't recognize me, do you?
No. But I had a feeling I should meet you.
Unfortunately, Soul seems to have been suffering from a severe case of amnesia. She doesn't seem to remember very much at all.
When I heard the news, I had heard that both my darling Ruby and my dear husband had fallen. Whatever ill-gotten scheme he had gotten into had failed. And I heard of the king's favor. I tried not to sleep that night, but it found me nonetheless, and something told me that Ruby had never made it to the other side. I was hopeful. But even so, I feel like I lost my daughter. It is very nice to make your acquaintance, Saul. You are ever her spitting image, but you're not my Ruby. Good day, Breton. Look after her. And visit once in a while.
That was another thing I had for you, Miss Sunderstar. As the night I failed in my duty both to your husband and to your daughter.
She cuts you off.
And even as he's saying that, he's starting to draw his Senguillum, as if to offer it to her.
You did better than any night by my family, by staying with my daughter. You have clearly a new mission now. You do not owe me anything. please, if you find the time, visit me when this is all over. Now I must go. I am feeling weary from the day's affairs. I bid you good day.
She loved you.
She turned to walk away at that point and stopped. She looks at you. I know she did. She puts her hand to your face. She was the best of her father and me. I hope you would at least share some of those qualities. She nods to you both and leaves. You both are stood outside the Cathedral of Arte. Would you like to do anything?
Not surprised to find the news that had spread so fast already. I would have thought it would take him more time and we could have broken it to her more gently.
Magic.
Did nothing to catch her in the middle of her grieving. This was unfortunately not the most tasteful way to go about handling this. But
I had questions for her. I hope I could have learned a few things she might have known, but I guess I have to find them out my own way.
I was putting off giving this to you since you have been struggling with your own perception of what you need to be doing now, but I suppose there's no point in putting it off. And Bretton's just gonna reach into the inside of his armor and just pull out the journal that he'd been holding onto of Ruby's, and was just kind of hand it down to her. This was hers. She wrote it herself. It's her thoughts, her feelings, her purviews, her knowledge of everything that is going on. If there's any way to learn about who she was, learning it from her own mouth would be the easiest. You might learn what the rest of us were to her other than just what she was to us.
She'll take it, not open it, she's just holding it. I'd like to go pray if that's all right.
That's
the least Ruby line ever.
Yeah, that's like, if anything proves that she's not Ruby, it's that. Well, we're right outside a cathedral, so if we were going to go anywhere...
We'll go inside.
This cathedral is beautiful, and
I've been here before. I feel like I've been here before.
you don't.
No?
It's new to you. It's kind of cool, though, which takes your fancy. There's a bit of a breeze in here, and the grim weather outside is kind of absorbed into the stone and turned into a pleasant, cool environment. How would you like to pray?
Pray for her soul.
I read that, Jubilee.
She will first look around at it, kind of admiring the stained glass architecture, probably a broken window.
Yeah, actually, right now there is like a young man like refitting a window up on some scaffolding.
Stupid freaking adventurers, fuck breaking.
And there's a slightly older man at the bottom smoking a pipe, looking up, going, like giving directions. Like, you're using too much sealant.
She'll look toward it. There is no main altar to what religion this is here.
There's
It's,
an altar, but there's no statues. There's no figures. There's no. This the Chevalion doesn't use iconography in terms of statues of gods. It has stained glass of heroic deeds, and then an altar. It does. They don't have a direct pantheon.
Soul is going to pull out the small, dulled, literally it's like quarter-inch size broadsword-looking symbol and walk over to the main altar and lay it down.
Okay.
And she is going to pray up to the king that never was.
Okay. Give me a religion check, please.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Sure.
One more.
Is there anything you're looking to get from this prayer, specifically?
More than a 5. No, this is a general hoping for an understanding, or at least a sign or a sense of direction, because she feels kind of lost. She's had, options, but nobody really seems to have an idea of what to do next. So this is an appeal of, where should I go? What should I do?
Sure. You take some time. You say a few prayers. And nothing. One thing you do find is that this cathedral is a very nice, calm place. There's not much going on. You can sit in here and think for hours should you wish. But your prayers aren't answered.
Sure.
In the meantime, Darius. You and Zaraj and your sister are walking around the city. You roll me a d10, please.
Sure. Give it a second. It rolled a 9. There we
Okay.
go.
Darius, a group of knights round a corner as you're walking down a street, and you instantly connect their heraldry. You've one of the members of the House of Knights that's in front of you.
Wait. Is this the lion guy? Is this the Q? Is this the guy from the Q?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
One of these, no, a knight of this house by the name of went by Sir Peter, but wore the same heraldry. Was very aggressive towards you at a tournament once, and you properly dealt with them. As in, you showed them what for, and they went running.
As is the way.
Yeah. They haven't spotted you. They are, well, it seemed to be eating some sort of street meat.
Don't like that word.
But you notice this group of knights ahead of you. How would you like to deal with this situation?
I was gonna roll a d20 to see. Oh, there it is. Duke likes playing with it when I'm not looking, because he moves it around on my desk. Yeah, no, I feel confident. I don't care. I dealt with them before. How many of them are there?
There are 4 knights.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to continue walking?
Yeah, I'll just continue walking. I got nothing to worry about.
Do you have
It's all
anything
legal.
that is Reynard like company on you?
Oh, yeah, I haven't taken any of it off. And also, Claudia only has, like, I think because we left all of her clothes, she has one set of clothes, which is her
We brought
uniform.
we brought her
It was
clothes.
the harness. It was the harness we left. The one with all the things. But I'm assuming she doesn't have a lot of spare.
She hasn't got a lot of space,
Like,
but
she
you
was-
guys did
she
buy
was
her
a
some
squire.
clothes.
That's true. But yeah, no. So I've got the cloak. That's the pretty standard Renard like green. And I've still got my symbol around my neck, or
Sure.
actually I think it's probably embossed on some bit of armor somewhere. They can roll at advantage if you want, because I'm not hiding it. I'm strutting. Come on, Mitch. I know you want something to happen.
He's just gonna keep rolling until he gets a good roll.
Can I choose to fail hiding?
Didn't roll above a 10. So they don't actually clock you. You move right through the middle of them and they don't. If you wish to clock them, that is a different story.
Please, let this be how Darius decides he wants to vent his frustrations recently.
It is a good point. Actually, I'm going to re-roll this to see if he wants to beat the shit out of somebody to deal with his feelings. Which, yeah, that sounds about right for a mercenary. Oh yeah, that's a fail. That's a 2. It's a lot different than that 18 before. Yeah. What's his name? Or what was his house? Or did I not care?
You didn't care about the house. You just know the.
Got it.
You just know the sigil.
Yeah.
The symbol is like a face carved out of wood, and they wear like green cloak.
Oh, so that's why they didn't notice, because I'm wearing a green cloak too, so it kind of blends in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be facetious about it. I'm just gonna go up and go, oh, you, oh, I know you from somewhere. I know you. What is it? Tournament. Was it a tournament? I think I remember you swinging a sword.
We go to a lot of tournaments. I have not fought in a tournament in a long time. My brother is the tournament goer.
No, I remember. You, Pierre is,
I am Pierre, yes.
Pierre, yes. Pierre. Knight. Pierre Knight.
I am a knight in service to House Oaksmith.
Oaksmith, that's the one. Renard. Ring any bells?
Fucking finally.
We're just gonna be kept failing and we even became friends.
Renard.
Just beat the memories out of him before.
One of the other knights behind taps. He goes, "It's the one that beat up Sir Peter." Reynard. Not Darius Reynard.
Yes, that's me.
Oh, that's the best time to get another natural one. What's your AC?
20.
Nope.
Try it.
Miss. Huge miss. This guy.
Lost.
This guy reels back for a punch, and before he even lets the punch go, you can just sort of, go for the nose.
Oh yeah, no, I've got gauntlets on. I'm just gonna punch him right in the face.
And he's
vised
it up. He's vised it up as well, so it's like go for the nose.
Yeah, no, I said this is pure reflexes. Somebody punches at me, block punch. So yeah, go ahead and do that. What's an unarmed attack again?
It's a standard roll.
It's strength melee.
Strength.
It's proficiency plus strength.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So +8. So 15 plus 8.
23.
That hit.
23. Yeah, cool. And I think it's just a D4.
Sure.
Of damage.
It's 1 plus strength.
1 plus your strength.
So 3.
It doesn't matter. 3.
Um,
Well, my strength is 4. Is up 4, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Whatever works.
okay.
Whoa!
He
Let's get rid of that.
He instantly just goes as the crunch of gauntlet on fresh flesh nose impact.
Feels good.
Your sister just goes, "Oh, good one, Darius," and then kicks another one in the behind the kneecap.
No.
And he just tumbles into the other two and knocks them over, where they go into a set of barrels. These barrels are filled with, you hope it's rainwater, or maybe you don't. And they clatter through them, and then their food, they're like their street meat parcels, just spew across the street. They are then covered in this. Nope, turns out it's vinegar. These barrels of vinegar. And so in front of you is this knight, like holding a nosebleed, and the other three are like, because they're in full plate armor, so it's like they're getting up, but it's slow, and they're covered in. Your sister goes, "Should we run? Should we run?"
Can I try to pants the guy that Darius just punched in the nose?
Sure, you can certainly try. You might need a blade to do it because he's in gauntlets.
Okay,
in greaves, sorry, but yes, you can try.
Okay, I don't even want to do it sleight of hand. I just want to go up behind him and just,
give me a quick dex. Give me a quick dex so you can do it quickly.
Yep.
Who'd have thought that of everybody in the party, me and Zaraj would get along
15.
the best?
Yeah, fine. Zaraj, you just go, you like half pull one of your scimitars and just and cut as many straps as you can see on the lower half of this individual's body. And you just see one greave fall off, chainmail slump to the ground, and then finally pantaloons just round the ankles. And this person below the lower armor was not wearing anything. So
okay.
And now we run.
And now you run. Okay.
And we're going.
So this man, nose bleeding, legs is bare, and the wind is flowing. This is also in the rain as well. They're all like soggy and now covered in vinegar. They smell, and you guys run. They can't give chase that quickly, but yeah, that's fine.
We do like a triple high five at like an intersection when we're out of eyesight. Like, yeah, team.
Once you're there, is there anything you would like to do before the evening? Are you going to try and re-meet with Breton and Sol?
What is it with you and pantsing people? That's the second time it's happened. Specifically a target of mine.
I just think that, it is one thing to humiliate your enemy in combat. It is another thing to humiliate your enemy like, actual humiliation.
Right. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just wanting I was just wondering a justification, but that's fine.
I feel like these knights that are so rude to us, they care about their pride a lot,
Yes.
It's like why I steal from the rich people. They care about their, coin purse. You gotta hurt your enemy where it hurts, They gotta get them good.
Yeah. To be fair, Zaraj just saw me walk up to a person and go, "Who are you?" Dodge a punch and then punch the guy in the face. And just, not really disrespecting, but all right, whatever. That's fine.
You gave me the award like with your sister, so I have immense pride for making sure the Reynards, my two
Zaraj got the
Reynards
context
that I care
clues.
about. Yeah, like these are my Reynards, There are many Reynards, but this one is mine.
Congratulations. You now have a cat.
No, a cat is beholden.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Wait, Soul doesn't get Zedaar? No!
No, Zedaar doesn't get a soul. That's what it is. Remember, cats are the ones in charge here.
Y'all know all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, no, whatever Zedaar wants to do, this is technically up at this point her day or night because I went shopping already, and Claudia's tagging with you. I'm watching you two.
I just want to introduce Claudia to the Night Pilgrims and see if they have any information in regards to the seals. Kind of let them know, like, hey, I did my job. King didn't get murdered. You know, money, please.
I knew that was going to be part of it.
Well, to be fair, I gave all my money to Ruby and she got friggin' disintegrated. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So are you, like I said, are you guys looking to re-meet with the other two before you go to the Night Pilgrims, or are you just going to go to the Night Pilgrims tonight?
I was just going to go to the Night Pilgrims. I feel like they're off on a street meet.
No, we have time. I'll pay. I'll pay.
Okay.
Yeah. What kind of food are you looking for?
I don't know. Whatever she wants. Whatever she and Claudia want, if they can agree on something.
Fish and chips.
That works.
You do find a fish and chip shop, I guess.
Got it. Can it be exactly 9 silver and 8 copper pieces so I can get rid of the change I have in my
You can definitely spend 9 silver and 8 copper pieces. Mainly because, like, any condiments they also charge you for, like extra ketchup, etc.
I just steal the ketchup, man. I'm not gonna pay extra.
While you do that,
pre-packaged ketchup bits.
Valmir.
Yes.
Roll me a d20, please.
Just a straight d20.
Please.
14.
Okay. Fun. Found it. It's one of the nights, which while these individuals are traveling, you settle down to bed, long day training that you've spent. When you're about to blow out the candles in your room, when they get blown out for you, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Well, shit. This is weird. Wisdom. Oh,
I think it's wisdom. Hold on. No, it might not be wisdom. Yeah, no, it is a wisdom saving throw.
7.
You feel your body begin to freeze over. You are paralyzed. From the now apparent darkness, which you can see from under your bed, rolls out a familiar smiling face. Hello, brother. I'm here with a message. You do not use your pretty physique well enough. Such a shame. But I have been warned off of doing any work to you. I just needed you not to kill me. You may make another wisdom saving throw, by the way.
I'm pretty sure I can't pass these. Although I did just roll a natural 20 for a 19.
You stay frozen.
Fair enough.
I think if I remember, I need to get the character sheet up. I think his DC is 20 on these.
Yeah, we're not playing one D&D.
However, I will let you regain control of either your arms or your legs. Up to you.
My arms.
Okay.
Can I talk during being paralyzed or no?
I don't think you can. I need to double check that. Oh, actually, can someone else double check that for me?
Paralyzed inflicts incapacitated, which means you can speak only falteringly.
Oh, yes. Okay, you can, yes. You can speak falteringly. Yeah. Thank you, Lake. Our mutual lineage is going to be meeting soon. All of us.
I apologize. It actually says specifically in paralysis you can't move or speak.
Oh, okay. He wipes a bead of sweat from your brow. You are invited. But I'm not sure if all of them will be as accepting as I am. You, after all, have a different set of ideals to most. Sometimes including to he who shares our blood. Such a beautiful servant you make. You may roll another saving throw. I'm just double checking. Every time you get a natural 10 to 20, I'll allow you to take control of another part of your body. This is how we'll...
That's a 1.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do?
It's a dirty 1.
Are you
if he gets 0, does he lose control over it?
No, not doing anything yet.
Okay. Because you're not on the ship. You're in... Because the ship's gone.
Yeah.
You're in the monastery. I will be leaving soon. I can't stay around here for long. They keep trying to find me. Oh, very good at evading. Let's just say I've made a habit. We are due to meet on the night where the sky is at its darkest. If you want to join us, all you must do is let me know. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Just gonna stare at him.
Cool. He then, with his lipless form, musters a kiss onto your forehead, caresses the side of your face. Good night, sweet prince. He leaves the door of your room. After about another 20 seconds or so, you regain full control of your body.
I'm going to rush outside, see if I can see him.
Give me a perception check.
That's a nat 1 for a 4.
No idea.
When a night is at its darkest. That's gotta be new moon, right? How long is it until the new moon?
Well. There are 3 lunar objects. This plane. So the night where it's at its darkest would be a very specific date.
Okay.
The because all light needs to be gone from, well, as much, yeah. None of the
New moons.
all the moons need to align, essentially. The new moons need to align for that.
What date would that be?
You don't know to hand. You could research it. There is a library at the
Yeah, I
monastery.
will.
Right away? Are you just gonna go down? Dead of night.
Yeah, I don't think I'm sleeping right now.
Sure. You go down. Give me an investigation check. There's no one in the library at this time.
10.
What languages do you speak?
All of them.
Oh, correct. You do.
I can read all of them.
That's fantastic, because that will meet the DC of a certain book. You find a Kaitengian document describing the cycles of the moon, and in it has like a calculations of when the next of these nights will meet its darkest will arrive. I need to work out if that's this month or next month. So I'm going to quickly head on over to the world anvil of this world and find a certain event. You too can check out the Elendor world anvil and do some reading about the world if you so wish. It is a great resource that I painstakingly spent hours writing. It's all my ramblings, guys, and it's publicly available. Where is my calendar? Sorry. But you do some research, and it seems to be... It aligns this year with a festival. Which I will find the information for in a moment, but it sort of aligns to, at least in the Orisian calendar, the day that Halloween would be.
Ghoultide.
Yes, Ghoultide.
Okay, so I've got a little over a month then.
Yes, Ghoultide. Yes, the 30th of Amberseed. I forgot I plugged them into my in-game calendar, because I'm a smart boy like that. Thank you.
And I looked at it.
Good lad.
Because I'm a smart boy like that.
Yeah, Ghoultide. And give me a quick history check as you read this document as well.
22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know,
So,
I'm surprising myself.
this actually, in this particular section of this cosmology document, is the darkest night only ever happens every 24 years or so. It's like it's kind of a rare event because it takes all 3 lunar cycles to line up in a really specific way. And these nights tend to be very popular with the necromantic arts and dark magic, and is in folklore often pours towards, what's it called, like bad tidings. Like in older documentation it says like plagues often start on this day, and the birth of the King of Havaray was on this day, and as on one of these days. And yeah, it's, if it aligns with this day of the year, it is said to be a dark sign.
Everything's coming together at the worst possible time.
Yes,
Nice.
for certain perspective, yes. It is a very unholy night, put it this way.
Okay. I will make sure to keep that night in memory then. I assume... do I assume this? Like, with it being like, you know, the darkest time and it's coming on that specific day, surely it had been like heralded that, oh, it's going to be a real rough time. Like, is that like common knowledge that this is coming up?
It's somewhat common knowledge. It depends if the people are superstitious or not. Some religions like completely go, but if like they're like calendar wise, like the various churches and like religious bodies have put out like, we're gonna have a massive celebration to try and ward off all the evil spirits, that kind of thing. Certain, you know, and like without knowing too much, it's just like people, because it's not the first time they've had to prepare for it, they've prepared for it, but people are definitely preparing for it with it, you know, being just over a month away.
I feel like it wouldn't really have affected Kensek too much with us. Like,
no,
this is more of a moons.
Yes, this is much more an above surface thing. But it's like you're putting two and two together, as you've seen like street traders selling like warding candles, and like
the end is nigh doomsayers.
No, not the end is nigh doomsayer. It's more like you've got to get your goat's blood for the wall, otherwise the pass over spirit is gonna be, you know, it's kind of like a lot of people are selling trinkets and reliquies, especially in this area, to like, okay, you know what you need to protect yourself on that coming on this night that's coming up. Make sure you've picked up one of these 30 single finger bones of a saint. There's a lot of street haggling, you know. It kind of makes people trying to make money off of it, and genuine fear.
Snake oil here, get your snake oil. All right, I will keep a note of that. A little over a month away. I got a month and a month and a week and a bit. Hopefully, Valmaya has better memory than Lambert.
Cool. Okay. Would you like to do anything else, Valmaya?
While I'm in the library, is there anyone else in the library with me?
Not right now. No, it's very late. None of the monks. You had to sneak in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. Is there any books here that like really pique the interest? Anything that looks properly ancient, like
quite
the
a lot.
oldest
Like
book I
there
can
is also
find.
loads of scrawlings on this center table of like mock-up designs of this, you know, spell cannon, and such. This and because I don't think you saw this room before. It's like there is like a big hole in the ceiling that's like with mirrors to direct moonlight, so people can, you know, to various tables in the room, so people can read without like lighting a flame inside this room full of paper, and some of it being very ancient. Without being a, you know, bibliologist or a librarian yourself, it's hard to tell like dates of everything, but there are some serious looking tomes here.
Yeah, I'm proficient in history. I'm just trying to find like what looks like the rarest thing. I'm just gonna see if I can like pick out the rarest thing, maybe in a language that I wouldn't usually be able to speak.
Okay, that's kind of difficult to understand now though, because everything turns to common for you, or undercommon, whichever you would want to class as your main language. It's like one of those translate apps where you hover it over a sign and it changes the language for you. That's like your eyesight now. I think, well, whenever you use Eyes of the Roomkeeper.
The description of it is vague as all hell.
Yeah, I know. So I imagine you're essentially looking at the world through Google Glass.
That's horrifying.
Not to some. That's the goal. And okay, yeah. Give me a quick investigation check. Go investigation with this. Is there any sort of information that you're particularly looking to learn about?
Magical things. Not like I'm not looking for like a magical book. unless I found one, then cool. But like, histories of magic and how they're used in warfare. That just like something ornate and this is how the demon was summoned. Like that kind of like arcane business. I rolled and it didn't result, and I got a 19. I guess I could roll again.
No, I'll take the 19. The 19's fine. I'll believe you.
Oh wait, it just finally showed up. Do you see that one?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
it showed up.
Okay, a 19. You have no bonuses to investigation?
No.
Oh, poor
No,
boy.
because it's intelligence.
Okay.
And
You find this big ornate tome pulled that is labeled Battles of the War of the Heavens.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
Would you like to read it?
I would. I'm gonna go into with my devil sight. Can I read in like a dark corner? Can I still read?
Yes, I would say so.
Sweet. I'm gonna go into a dark corner that is, you can't from the outside. You wouldn't be able to see in. I'm just gonna start reading it.
Sure. Okay. You start reading, and there's a big like there's a big like chapter about the hunting down of the disciples of the assembly of the apocalypse, both during the battle, and then there's like the slaying of various prime evil deities, either at the battle of the banishment or after, and you get a really interesting description of the king that never was, or in this case they're referred to as the hero quite often. Of them slaying I'm just clean up my notes. Slaying Nerol, who died in battle against the hero, and it describes the okay, it says, and the hero with sword in hand took the handsomeness of Nerol from him, and then plunged the sword deep into into his chest, and banished him for good. Some sort of, and there's a lot of mention to various, like, some of these gods had to be slain then banished, or some had to have multiple multiple things done to them. Is there anything deeper you're trying to obtain from that?
I mean, if it's talking about the king who never was and the banishment era, I'd spend most of the night reading, and then I'd see if I could steal the book.
This thing is like,
I'm just gonna stay reading here.
Yeah, it's you could walk out with it. It's freaking heavy. It's like trying to steal the Book of Grudges. Like,
yeah, that's exactly the kind of book I was looking for, like that kind of weighty, heavy thing.
You had to jam some wood in here to unlock the lock on this. Like, it was old enough that it pried easy, but yeah.
Is there, if scanning through, is there any mention of like seals? Any of?
Give me another history check.
Okay. Oh, so close to now with 20. 18.
You sticking with that, or are you using a lucky point?
Because I got 2 of these. I'll use a luck.
Well, it's a different day.
Oh, 18 is what I'm sticking with.
Okay. You get a little you get a little bit about one called, in this translation, you think it says the helm. It's kind of like archaic. Well, with your eyes, it says helm, but switches every now and then to heart. It's like even the translation itself is confused, but it's said that this helm is worn by the hero and was a beacon of inspiration to those around them, and warded off great evil and provided them with much protection. The object was then, in the final battle of the banishment, actually broken by a blow from Nirol, but this, during its breaking, was what allowed the hero to, make a move, because as the magical energy was dispersed from this object, it caused enough of a charge to give an opening for the hero to smite down Nirol. And then it says that the helm was then remade as part of the Great Summit. The two halves of it were reforged.
Is interesting. It makes it definitely sound more like a helmet than a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Heart-shaped helmet, perhaps.
Actually, with your eyesight, the spelling of heart is not H-E-A-R-T, but H-A-R-T.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, what could that mean? Heart.
Would you like to do anything else?
I'm going to keep a note of everything I just read, copy it into my journal, my logbook.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you can do that.
I think with that, I'll close it up and drag it back to where I found it.
Yeah.
And go to bed.
With your strength, it is a drag. But you get it there. You've probably got time this day to do one more set of research, should you wish to.
Yeah, if I can, sure.
Cool.
Is that another investigation or history?
Investigation to find a book, and then history to read it.
I'm gonna luck on that.
Okay. And what are you looking for? What are you looking to research this time?
That's another 19, and I'm looking for mentions of demonic patriarchs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a bit of light reading.
Yeah, just like demon or devil fraternities that
Yeah, you get quite a lot.
Cultishness on that sort of note. He's reaching for another book. I feel like I've gone too far here.
Sorry, this roll requires a tome. Could you roll your history check, please?
Sure. That's a 19 on history.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna actually look on the history as well, just in case.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's a 19 on history. And I'm out of
Okay.
luck.
I'm just going to read this for you. You open up a tome. Really, it's quite a small one, but it's And like a lot of the pages are like water damaged, it seems. But the book seems to be titled The Darkness of Old. And you get this. The stellar chaos sensed the wound in the plains and moved to exploit the gap. Asmodeus arrived on Dostros first. The 9 hells infested the plain and used it as both a breeding ground and a fuel source for its armies. It's then, a lot of it is like destroyed and like damaged. It's really hard to make out, but the next bit you get misguided as he may have been, Asmodeus went to Dostros and began to sap the elemental energy to birth more devils. And then again it skips more. These, again, more skipping, became known as Wuzulkov, or Rift Child Devilkin. And that's what you get.
Okay. Wystongjir.
Wuzulkov.
With a W or an R?
Ah. It's a word I've already given you, I think.
If
What
it
am
is,
I already
forgot
given
it.
one of you? Okay. Rulkos. I think I gave it to you. RUOZCUV.
RUOZCUV. Oh yeah, no, that's you just pronounced it very differently. I think. Probably not.
Real cause?
Yeah, we all, I remember us all having a go at pronouncing it.
Like my life.
Arokaz Ruozkov is what I've written.
Yes, that was a name you were
almost
given.
2 months ago. Yeah. I know that name.
Dun, dun. Yeah, that's what you get.
Okay. Is this, how big is this book?
This is like small pocketbook.
I'm gonna take that one.
Okay.
And then go to bed.
So, Darius and Zedaar. You are given direction to a sewer grate near where you think the Night Pilgrims are going to be meeting. Who's going in first?
I'll go in first, but Darius, you are much stronger than me. May you lift up the grate? Be a gentleman. Come on, your sister is here.
Well, we teach in the Renard family that everyone must equally share, regardless of their gender, but fine. Lift up the grate and put it off to the side. I'm assuming I don't have to roll for that. It's a sewer
you lift
grate,
up.
it's not-
Yeah, you'd lift up the sewer
Yeah.
grate. It's fine. Are you doing it just in broad daylight?
I don't know. Let's ask the.
Now that you mention that, can I see if there are any like guards or authority figures around or anything
Yeah,
like
quite
that
a few.
before we just? Okay.
Should we go ask if this is illegal?
No, it's not illegal. It's just a little ambiguous. But I have a really good idea. This is good for Claudia. Claudia, go set the fire over there in this other part of the square. and just cause a little distraction, just a little
I'm gonna
one.
veto that. I'm gonna veto that. I don't want her committing arson.
Give me a perception check, Darius.
She's already throwing a Molotov. Perception, he said?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll start talking to her in
24.
Thieves' Cant.
Oh, no, you see her. She skipped away, though. She's currently in an alleyway across the square, and you see her taking down washing from a line.
Oh, no. We have our own fire materials. Ah, jeez.
What fire materials are you going to be carrying around?
No. Oh, I got all kinds of shit.
Trying to get attention. No.
Okay, if Zedaar is also shaking her head, no, she starts pinning it back up.
We do not steal from the common people, only rich people. And if they're hanging their wash out to dry in an alleyway, they're probably not, the Sunderstars.
Just going to butt in here. Probably don't want to steal from anyone. Just want to point that out.
I give her from... I call her back. I'm like, oh god, we gotta teach arson now. This is next on our list of things.
You're
Lesson 4, arson. Let's go.
I have.
This is a 15-year-old girl, everybody. I just want to point this one out.
You also went from we don't steal from the commoners, but burning down their buildings is apparently fine.
Well, okay. There's a difference between it like a little fire just to cause a distraction, and grand arson.
Okay.
Like
All right. Okay. Allow me to rephrase. So you can't steal their clothes, but a little property damage is fine.
I also got to assume there are other sewer entrances around the city.
Listen,
I'm following along.
I don't know the sewers very well, so I should know them. I grew up here, but we're just
You didn't grow up here. You grew up at a different city.
Oh, I thought we were in. Oh, we're in Ate. Never mind.
Yeah, we're in Ate, yes.
Where am I?
I'm gonna look at Darius, and I'm going to be like, okay, fine. No fire. I take out the gem of brightness that I still have, and I'm gonna just very carefully shine it on make a little bat signal up on a building somewhere, so everyone can look over there while we just pop in. I'm gonna put a little the shadow puppets, shine the gem of brightness.
Roll
and do
me a performance
Roll
check.
something.
Roll me a performance check on this. I think a performance check fits. As you try to shadow puppet distract people as you sneak into.
No.
All right.
So you start shadow puppeting, and then 4 commoners come over and go, "Oh, hey, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah. What's it? Is that meant to be a bunny rabbit? What is that?
This is working out splendidly.
Well, if I could have had the fire. All right.
No.
Well, I give the 4 commoners. I give them each 5 gold, and I tell them to go and just go be very loud in the square. It will add to the puppet show. It will be very fun if you go in front of the guards and you just yell
We're paying
5 gold
5 gold pieces to non-criminally distract the guards.
No, we're not distracting guards. It's part of the act of my
5 gold.
puppet show.
They're not idiots.
We're not distracting guards while you individuals try to climb into this not inconspicuously open sewer grate. Right, I follow you. Right.
There you go.
Okay.
This has been so botched.
Yes, no problem. Right. Yeah, sure. He pulls out a rolling pin. Be back in a minute.
Preferably non-criminally. You can non-criminally.
And
we're not going to be criminally to anyone else, but sorry, Harry, it's going to happen again.
You.
You're right. And these individuals walk away for you for a moment, and then you see this individual that was talking to you just clock the one he called Harry with the rolling pin. And they start a fight.
And we just book it in the sewers and
bills.
And you go into the sewer. Yeah, I rolled a natural 20 on that guy's understanding of this situation, and he understood he understood the assignment. Let's put it that way. And yes, I'm
a hero of the common people. I love the common people.
That's what you call yourself.
I do. I'm a folk hero background.
Hero.
That's just legit a hero of the common people.
I mean, she's all Robin Hoodie, so yeah.
Yeah.
So we are. I'd like to explain to Claudia not to get her boots wet in the water and stuff, and where to walk.
I'm trying to find the character voice. There we are. I am quite aware of not how to stand in shit. You stay in a mercenary camp long enough, you know where the shit is and where it's not. Okay, yeah. Let's go. She then wraps her like a neckerchief around her mouth, and she's like, okay. He's lucky he can't smell.
What?
You
What's going on?
Can't smell. You're lucky.
Nose blind.
I suppose.
Would I be able to figure out in the sewers like to navigate where this little meeting place is?
You've been given rough directions, so yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, give me a quick survival check just to make sure you don't get completely lost.
This is my favorite terrain, the sewers. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll all of these. I'm not helping in a single
I
thing.
would I'd love to roll a hobo ranger whose favorite terrain is sewers. That's a great character.
28.
His favorite enemy are excrementals.
Yeah. Yes. It's the mightiest prey. I don't know why as well. He's just also Guns Akimbo Daniel Radcliffe is that character. It just says, I have blades nailed to my hands, kind of. Yeah, okay, you get there. No, so 10 minutes later, you see the flicker of torchlight, and there is a pretty nice round table of individuals in sort of an opening between a sewer juncture that has been kind of neatened up. And the smell is deeply lessened by the fact that they are burning incense in this area as well.
As we approach, I'm going to have my arm around Claudia to show that she's one of us, and just sort of wave at Darius he's cool, guys, he's cool.
Just get shot.
She's with us though.
You are met by a sort of bouncer who is a big sort of their skin is very a dark brown with kind of cracks across it, and their face is kind of square and geometric, and they look at you up and down and then go, there's this stern, rockish, brackish face goes into, oh my, you're her, you're Zedaar the Knight. Oh, I'm so honored to meet you. He's got a really kind of soft voice for such a tall, large, brick individual. Would you do a humble bouncer an honor and sign this for me?
Oh, of course, yeah. And I look at Darius see.
Oh,
and
would you make it out to Brock Brick?
Brock Brick? Yes, Brock Brick. Would you like me to also carve my initials into your Brock Brick, like a little tattoo?
What, he rolls up his sleeve a bit and it's just yeah, go ahead.
I would put it in a heart, those mom tattoos
yes,
with the heart.
Yes,
I do that.
you've done a humble boulder a service today.
You keep up your good job. You really rock.
I will. I see what you did. You guys can all go in. It's fine.
Thank you.
Right.
And you do.
People know who I am too. It's no.
They try to punch you in the face on the street. Me, they ask for my autograph.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Now that I'm bolstered, my confidence has been bolstered. When we go into like the table, I'm gonna be like, you know, kick open the door with like gusto kind of thing, and just be like, you know, mommy's home, let's go, you know, kind of like very just like, you know, like.
Yeah, you can do that, absolutely. You enter this area and there's like, it's like one of those, there was hooded figures and like all sort of like talking and sort of, and there's like people like hushed around a table sort of, and they look at you and it's all like, hey, it's a rush.
And
you may enter.
We do our greetings. Anyone that I don't formally, you know, I'll
Yeah, Darius,
kind of...
you don't understand a word of what's going on. It's all in Thieves' Cant. They all sound like Millers.
I do, and it's disconcerting to be surrounded by so many.
Did you bring your squire? He can understand it.
No, I didn't.
In fact, there is an individual suspiciously dressed as a Miller.
Of course, of course.
I knew it.
Kingdom Come was right on so many levels.
Everybody thinks it's the charcoal burners, but no.
After we kind of say all of our hellos and I introduce Claudia in Thieves' Cant so that they can see she's cool, I'll switch kind of back to Common to set the precedent so he can also be a part of the conversation.
Sure.
And I will sort of address the room and say, so the crisis with the king has been averted for now. Quick little update though. There is an entity that shares the body with the king. He is celestial. I believe he is very, very well-meaning for the people. I think he does not wish for the people to suffer. So I definitely did my job, and any resources that you guys may have to help with the next phase of our plan to save the people would be good. But there is another thing. So something about the planes of existence and the fabric of reality is kind of unraveling, and we need to find the seals, and we're not sure on the specifics, but like if we think a king dying and war is a bad thing, this sort of feels like that's at the here level, and this is sort of at the here, catastrophic level. So we probably need to get on it.
All of them are like just looking at you, sort of open, gaping mouth, like sort of. And until one of them chimes in and goes, Derek, I think we're going to need more Baba Ganoush. As this other individual kind of goes to like this sort of small kitchenette that they've set up and starts sort of cooking, and he goes, what did you say about portals?
Well, there was an Air Genasi who's something about time traveling and different planes of existence. I'm going to try to figure out how to travel there myself. I don't have any specifics. However, we will be looking into it. Not good for the world, probably. So if you guys have any resources, ideas, we're looking for these seals. I don't know anything about them, but the people that my companions, they seem to have a bit of more information about it. But if you find anything about these seals of Elendor, maybe just sort of send a carrier pigeon my way.
Right. Give me a persuasion check.
Ah, shoot.
You have just told a group of peasants who were on a high from stopping the assassination of a king that the world is ending.
18. Yeah, it's a bit cosmic.
Brother Pennythrift, do you have anything here as the most holy man amongst us?
I mean, my name's Brother Pennythrift. Yes, I used to be a clergyman, but I run a whorehouse now, Jeff. You know this. I don't know anything about seals. I mean, I can. There's a couple of bishops I can extort to try and see if they have anything, but
Well, this is a fine conundrum. Zaraj, as always, you will be aptly paid for your work in our brave quest to protect this realm. I feel like this might be something that needs to go to the high chapel of the Night Pilgrims. For I do not feel I have the ability to ordain a quest that leaves Othray at all, and this involves planes beyond our control. What the fuck's a plane?
I don't really know, but I probably will not be able to meet with you guys for another several weeks. So it's very important that you all keep this a secret, except only tell your higher-ups and go up the chain of command and get our best people on it. Also, Remy, you know the Gerbaline?
Yeah, we know Remy.
He does an okay job. You may want to add additional bodyguards to the royal family. He's so adequate.
Right.
Mediocre.
Yeah, okay. Well, Miss the Knight, you will be paid for your work, and we will take your sabbatical with a sorrowful heart. But we understand that you need to be on to bigger and better things. It's been a pleasure, and if we do find anything, I will have someone let you know. We're a little bit short on snapstones, but we're due a shipment, so a lot of them keep getting bought up for the war effort, and also we're losing informants daily to, wanting to go and fight and all that things. But yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you if you guys wanted to perhaps do a job for us over at this place known as a place in the middle of the Bay of Gold called Retbury. A couple of the gangs there have been fighting off some of the elves, and there's a ongoing battle for the city. The armies that would be have left the place, and it's now up to the people to defend, and we the people need to support each other where possible. So the gangs have stepped up, and we are working with them to, make sure the safety of those who cannot afford to leave the island can be protected under the, whilst not being suppressed by those knife-eared mothers as they invade that island.
Quick out-of-character question. Retbury is where,
That's where the party first met. Retbury is an island city in the middle of the Bay of Gold. It is also where the tunnels were heading to from the Sunderstar estate.
And Zep is from there?
No, that's Retchin. No. That's in Legrung's land. Okay. Retbury is in the... If you open Ruby's map of Elendor, it is the city that's in the middle of the water, right, like slap in the middle of the Bay of Gold, like in line with the Eladrin Empire and the Rhiannian Empire. It's like really heavily disputed. It's essentially, imagine Gotham City in the middle of nowhere, / like the cities from Dishonored. It's kind of like This is a city that's run by a nation in name, but is actually run by gangs.
We can do this. Second thing, do we still have, I don't know, spies and smugglers by the base? So perhaps I want to take something.
Where are you trying to go to? I mean, we got spies and smugglers, quite a lot of places. We got connections. You know that.
I want to steal a magical focusing crystal off of an Eladrin ship.
Stunned silence throughout the room. Right.
If you can't do it, it's okay. I understand. You're
Well,
no pressure.
We got really lucky sneaking that a part of one to the king. And that's only because we had help from the gangs of Retbury. I don't think we'll have the opportunity. We're not a fighting force. I mean, we rough up a few guards every now and then, but we that's not really our court of action.
Okay. It's okay. No big deal. We can definitely look into the gangs and try to help out there. But again, very important, keep all this information secret and tell only the people who need to know. And then I would like to do like an insight check just to see if there's anyone that looks like they're going to go be a blabbermouth.
Sure. Darius, are you inciting any of this conversation as well, or?
That last bit, all this last
17.
bit was in common, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, I ensured it to be in common.
Then yes, I will totally incite this.
He just heard the word Retbury and is having Vietnam flashbacks.
I mistrust everyone equally.
Yeah, sure. No one's. Everyone.
He takes his coin purse out and he tucks it inside of his armor.
It's really difficult, Ziraj, because everyone is like. You've gone to a thieves guild from medieval times and told them about Area 51. They don't quite know what's going on here, and there's a clear they are all processing what the information, and you're lucky that this individual in the center who seems to be dressed as a fishmonger, is you're lucky that this individual has kept enough composure to complete conversations with you.
Well, here's what I'm hoping to get out of them. Either they can steal or find any documents, resources, or, extort people, figure out some stuff about the seals, and or help us with the getting to the ship to steal a focusing crystal. We will help the gang. Well, I'll discuss with the party, obviously, but about helping the gangs and maybe using those gangs to maybe steal one of the focusing crystals for Zep. But just like using our network of people kind of everywhere to aid us in any way possible.
They can do you a couple things. They can do some on-the-ground research for you, but they don't really have access to... These aren't learned individuals. And you're essentially asking a set of street thieves to find out, true, deep information about the schism of Christianity.
Okay.
It's kind of a bit out there ballpark, but they can certainly try, and they can certainly find more information on rumors of magical artifacts and things like that. They can do that kind of work. They can smuggle you into places. That's definitely on the cards for them. They could sneak. They even say they could technically sneak you into the Elandrin Empire if needed be. But okay. And they can definitely put you into a point of contact with the Retbury gangs. / help you sneak into Retbury if needs be. But they're not like a team of researchers. They are...
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
and they wouldn't, because this is like horizontal to kind of the overall goal of protecting people, they would probably require funds for this, which they would then use to, you know, protect people, kind of thing.
Fine.
That's rather than thing. So, you know, depends if you want to hire them or not. But essentially, the guy that's talking to you, the fishmonger, he says, "Oh, you can find me at my fishmonger's, and you can put a request, and I will put it towards the Brothers of the Chapel here, and we will see what we can facilitate, and with the wider network of night pilgrims." Brock will have your money on the way out, unless there's anything else you need.
Very quick question. How important do you think is the ocean?
As a fishmonger, I would be inclined to believe it's my livelihood.
Okay, very fair. Good answer. Excellent. Good job. Keep up the good work. See you later. Bye.
No problem.
And I'll go.
You had a really good day once, because all the fish would just be out there. Just grab them up by handfuls.
Bye! And then you just hear as the maggot, "Gentlemen, I'm gonna go home and cuddle my husband." Alright, and you leave. And with that, I'm gonna end tonight's episode. Because we're at that
With what
time.
may be, what may be the biggest point of what we should be doing next. Hey guys, who wants to go back to Retbury?
Retbury 2, Electric Gang Boogaloo.
We'll go get one of those crystals ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance you could, but
Or we open a restaurant and we don't do any adventuring.
The rat pizza is still available.
To the pizzeria, yeah.
I mean,
with Remy and all them.
If we find out it's torn down, there will be blood.
I'll raise that fucking city myself.
The thing is, the pizzeria occurred in the episode that was forever lost to time, so nobody knows what you're talking about.
Which
we have to go back then.
It occurred before it was supposed to occur, because it wasn't supposed to happen until episode 3, and we just happened to go there in episode 1.
Yeah. But either way, thank you. All we've got left to do tonight is to thank everybody who's been joining us. I've, of course, been joined by DM Opal, DM Lake, Commissar Roach, Lord Lambert, and Ghibli Jam. Normally, we also have Kinda Otter and Mordred Viking as well. I have been Midgeman. This has been the Elendor Chronicles, brought to you by the Component Cast. Join us tomorrow for another episode of our Zweihander game, The Great Schism, which is DM'd and GM'd and written by our wonderful Commissar Roach. Maybe? Oh, no.
Maybe. I posted something about it like 6 hours ago.
Okay, I have not had a chance to check that, so maybe, maybe not. Either way, we will see you. If not, we will see you next week. I hope you've all enjoyed this broadcast, and good night.